Hello. I hope you guys are all doing very well. Welcome to Small Screen Live. I am Edward Lauder. I'm the editor of Small Screen. I don't like saying I haven't said that for a long time. I hope you guys are all doing very well in the chat. We've got lots of stuff to talk about today. We've got Reacher Season 2. We've got Warner Discovery merger stuff. We've got Ezra Miller stuff. We've got... What else do we have? We've got also probably going to talk a little bit about Will Smith as well, because that's literally just been revealed, that news. We've got lots and lots of stuff to talk about, but I hope you guys are doing very well.
Reacher.
Yeah, I said Reacher at the beginning. Reacher Season 2.
Ezra Miller, Grant Gustin.
Yeah, I said all that. I didn't say Grant Gustin, though. I said Ezra Miller.
Chill, Winston.
Right, who do we have in the chat? We have Roberta, Bobby Anderson. I hope you are doing very well, Bobby. Saying hello, James. You can say hello to me as well, Bobby. Come on. Popping in for a quick hello, says Chrysler. A quack and a quick hello and quack before I head out. Now that the merger is final, let me be the first. Hashtag restore the Hamadaverse. Yeah, well, I was just looking at that just now. Hamada's name. But do like and subscribe. But we'll talk a little bit about that a little later on. Who else do we have? We have Sean Harrigan saying, Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Sean. I hope you're doing very well. We also have Chrysler saying, the thumbnail is very disturbing. I think Toby is looking at me. Yeah, Toby is looking at you. He is looking at you. He's looking at everybody. He seems to be quite a happy man right now. Who else do we have? We have Bobby saying, looking forward to spending my evening with my small screen and VS family. Yes, well, I hope you're not disappointed, Bobby. Looking forward to having you in the chat as well.
It's okay with me.
It's okay with me. It's okay with me too. Who else do we have? We have subs. Says Chrysler. Yes, we've gone over 2,000 subscribers, which it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The first 2,000 next.
That's pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate all the support. Everyone here has been such a big supporter.
You really, really have. You have been a massive, massive supporter. So thank you very much.
We were at 1,000.
Yeah, it took us a long time to get to 1,000. Took us a long time to get to 2,000 as well, but we're getting there, and we're now we're good now. I mean, hopefully we'll just smash the 3,000 subscriber count, and then on to, I don't know. James, you've got big plans, haven't you?
Yes, yeah. I have some very good goals. But thank you guys so much for everything, for all the support, and for sharing and liking the stream and watching our videos. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that, guys. Love the support, and yeah, long may it continue. Let's keep it going. Right. Who else do we have in the chat? We've got Socks Bulletins saying hello all. Hello to you, Socks Bulletins. I hope you're doing well too.
Hello there.
Hello there. And we have Clint Baker in the chat, or as I like to call him, Clint Baker, saying, so you can probably tell I'm not feeling too well. Saying, hey gang, have I told you about my Doctor Strange 2 video? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, sorry for your ears then. that made me jump. Yeah, you should definitely go and watch that video because it's great. And our very own James edited the hell out of that video. Right, who else do we have in the chat? We have Krypton's Core. Wow, Krypton's Core. I think that blew up, didn't it? Saying, hey everyone, hope you're doing well, Krypton's Core.
There he is!
There he is. We've got Socks Bulletin saying it's the small screen show. It is the small screen show. It is. It's a great show. So I'm a bit low energy today because a bit tired. Hashtag restore the Hamadaverse. This seems to be a thing that's happening.
It's all right. I'm super tired too, and a bit under the weather as well. But you know, Clint will come in here and he'll just amp up the energy like crazy.
Yeah, we need Clint, don't we, to really get the energy pumping? Because I'm just, I don't know what it is. I just a couple of hours ago started feeling a bit under the weather. Yeah, maybe I should have made myself a
when
tea
the
or something.
Discovery merger happened. We all just had a collective illness.
Oh god, because we're like, oh no, it's going to happen again. Everything's going to happen again.
What a roller coaster! Thank you, Bobby. Thank you,
Bobby.
Right. Later.
Bye. Bakertown says, "Happy Friday." I'm gonna do that right. Happy Friday. I'm not. There's something just not quite right today about the voice. I'm sorry about that.
Happy Friday.
There you go. That's better. But I was trying to do.
Family.
I've lost. I'm trying to do my.
Family.
What's his name? Matt Berry. Matt Berry impression. So I'm so tired and I'm so under the weather that I forgot his name, Matt Berry. I'm trying to do his voice, but I can't do it because I just don't feel great. My throat's gone. Yeah. Who else do we...
were buddies, weren't you?
Once.
Listen, when I first joined this hospital, I was strictly solo. You were the first real buddy I ever had.
Buddy. Yeah, I've lost it. You and here were buddies. Anyway. Dan Zig saying, hey everyone. Hey Dan, hope you're doing well. Who else do we have? Have we said hello to everybody? We got, oh yes, Dan Zig, thank you very much. And congrats on the 2K subs. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're pretty chuffed about that. That's a very British expression for you, pretty chuffed. Bakertown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very British expression.
You're gonna make that a thing, like I always try and make stay fresh cheese bags a thing.
Never heard that one before. Bakertown saying quality programs are easy to support. Great job, guys. You're gonna make me cry. No, thank you very much. We just like to talk about movies and stuff. Prince Zodiac saying, what up? Welcome to the weekend. It is the weekend is coming. It's here. Friday night is the weekend. It's the weekend. Well, happy Friday, everybody. Bakertown saying, maybe talking about Morbius will make you feel better. You know what? It might do. Something about that movie just makes me smile. It's probably one of the worst superhero movies ever made. Yeah. It's one of the worst ones, but it does make you smile. Just thinking about it makes me smile. Yeah, I know, James. I put a dark mode on small screen. I took it off. Seeing you go through it, I was messing around with the site. It did look good, but I need to do some coding stuff because there's stuff that's not quite right with it. Yeah, but yeah, well, I'm fiddling around with I was fiddling around with the site before starting the show. Also, if you haven't gone over to small-screen.co.uk and checked out some of the articles over there, please do, because at the moment it's literally just me working on the site now, because just that's the way it is at the moment. And there's a lot of stuff over there, and if you can help the numbers go up on the site, that would help Small Screen a lot and make me happy, make my week. We're currently actually hovering. We were hovering at over 100 users on the site. We've got a bit less now. But let's get those numbers up, guys. Go and look at an article and just have it open for the whole show.
Go click those links.
Yeah, go click all those links. There we go. That's Americans like to call it. They call it shilling, don't they? That's the shilling. Yeah, and then also go and watch after this stream is ended. Go and watch all of our videos that we have on YouTube. And make sure to comment under all of them and like all of them and subscribe. There you go. That's the shilling. Shall we? Oh, we've got Leroy Kong saying, hello, guys. Sorry I'm late. Great live. See, Leroy, this is why we love you, because you immediately say great live at the beginning of the live. You don't know if it's going to be any good or not.
No, he knows.
He knows.
Don't you know, like Leroy can like see an hour into the future too?
He can. Yeah.
He can. So, but I think he knows just from. Did David Cosper's in the house. What's up, David?
Saying I think it was unfair that Johnny Depp wasn't allowed to be in Fantastic Beasts 3. Actually, that is something that we could talk a little bit about today, because we've got some Johnny Depp and Amber Heard news as well. But the Fantastic Beasts, what's it called? The Secrets of Dumbledore, I think it is, this one. So
Really? That's what it's called?
It's called The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Wow.
Yeah. That film has got Mads Mikkelsen in it as he replaced Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. And I think I was reading the reviews for the movie, and the reviews have been pretty kind of average, saying the movie's not terrible, but not brilliant either. But everyone said Mads Mikkelsen is much better as Grindelwald than Johnny Depp ever was. Now, the minute I heard about Mads Mikkelsen being that they recasting the character and getting Mads Mikkelsen to play him, I was like, he should have been playing him to begin with. Let's be honest, it's much, much better casting. Mads Mikkelsen is one of the best actors around. There's no I'm not trying to diss Johnny Depp or anything. It's just, I think he was a bit of a weird choice for the role. But he was the best thing in the second movie. And apparently Mads Mikkelsen is the best thing in this movie. So Johnny Depp was hard done by, but in the end we did get to see Mads Mikkelsen play the role. He should have been cast in the role to begin with. These movies should be a lot better than they are. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, even if there are massive problems with the person that has that created the universe. Let's say J.K. Rowling. People are very angry about her. I mean, I understand why, but I don't read her tweets, so don't follow her on Twitter. Just
Chill, Winston.
exactly, you got to chill. But people really hate her. And they really hate the fact that Johnny Depp was sacked.
Yeah.
When are you guys having a call-in show?
Krypton, we've had quite a few, actually. It's usually halfway, at the halfway mark in the stream. We've had like 3 or 4. I usually throw in the StreamYard link in the chat. So maybe tonight, who knows? But if you're interested, just hit us up on Twitter too. But yeah, we've had quite a few. Just no one's called in. Just we've had some regulars. Just been nice. So
yeah. Shall we bring the one and only Clint Backer?
Yeah.
Is he here? He's there. Nah. Goodbye.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening, gang?
Literally, were you just doing that on a loop?
Hey, what's happening, gang? Hey, what's happening, gang? I'll just keep doing that all night. Hey, what's up, guys? I heard the same thing. I heard that Mads Mikkelsen was the best part of that movie, which is hilarious. If multiple people are saying that, so that's pretty. I mean, he's awesome. So what do you expect? Him and his brother are awesome.
Lars, yeah, they're two very, very good actors. Yeah, they're two very just really good Danish actors. And but I was going through the reviews, and I saw every single review said the same thing. They were all like, Mads Mikkelsen is much better than Johnny Depp. And I was like, it's a bit of a slight on Johnny Depp, because it wasn't his fault. He was just doing a job. And as I said before, he was the best thing in the second film, which wasn't very good. I think these Fantastic Beasts films are terrible. Personally, I think they're so boring.
I'm not a fan either. They're kind of weird.
Yeah, it's just like I don't really get the point of them, to be honest.
It's to cash in on Harry Potter. That's the point of them. They're not that great. That's a movie that I like everything, and I go into those and I'm like, well, I really like Harry Potter is the first thing I say when I walk out of one of those movies, and then I say, man, I'm glad I wasn't at work today, and then I get a burger, and it's like, okay, and it's
a good day out.
I'll see the next one because I got to know what happens, but it's just one of those things, I mean, it's kind of like Resident Evil. When I go see those movies, I saw every one of them, and if Mila Jovovich popped up tomorrow with a new one, I'd go see it because I got to see them. But they're not great.
One movie I tried to watch the other day because I like Mila, as you say, I like Mila Jovovich, or I think that's how you say it.
However you say it. That's how I said it since the 90s. So
yeah, I think that's right.
Jovovich.
Well, I really like her. I think she's great. I mean, Fifth Element's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think she's great in that. I'll watch any. I had this discussion, I think, with James. I'll watch anything that she does with her husband, and I think one of the best directors of all time. I'm being facetious. Paul W.S. Anderson. But I started watching Monster Hunter, and boy, is that a pile of crap.
Wow.
That movie. But I got to the point where I was like, I can predict what the next shot will be in his movies. Literally every of his film, every single one of his movies seems to start off with some big ship, like
Hold
either
on.
a spaceship.
I thought you said he was an auteur.
He is an auteur, but you can be an auteur and be a shit. Like your movies can be terrible. Like I think that Michael Bay, for instance, is an auteur. Yeah, he's a shitor. I think they have a
auteured.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but I think that it's an auteur is someone that just has a very distinctive style. A filmmaker that you don't necessarily have to be a great filmmaker to be an auteur. Someone that's developing their own style, their own and their own visual identity, and something that is honestly. I studied French cinema at university, and that they are the so-called auteurs of cinema. I don't think every film that those filmmakers made was very good. A lot of them are very bad. François Truffaut, Jean-Luc Godard, you can go on and on. Alain Chabrol is one of them as well. But it's like, I think Michael Bay.
I went to film school too, Edward.
Yeah, well, I didn't go to film school. I just like studying. I had a very fun little bit
on studying film.
I took one course on French cinema because I was that guy. But yeah, I mean, it was
school.
Hey,
What's
Freddie?
Freddie's in the
He just finished.
Sorry.
Yeah, he just finished work. I was gonna say you should say.
Hope you're enjoying your new job.
2 minutes early.
What's up, fam? What's up, Mr. J?
Mr. J. Oh yeah, Freddie brings up another good one. Louis May. Yeah, he was a Louis Mal. Sorry, he was a good. I think he's still alive. I don't know. Anyway. But what I'm saying is the Monster Hunter movie. Like every Paul W.S. Anderson film starts with a ship crossing the camera. That's how they all start. Like usually it's a spaceship. Like I've watched a lot of his films recently. Monster Hunter takes it a step further. It's a physical boat, a ship that's somehow going along sand, and it's just It's just terrible. It's a terrible opening. It's honestly, I stopped watching that film halfway through because I was like. I am a big fan of Paul W.S. Anderson. I cannot watch this. It's so bad. It's awful. It's all made with Chinese money, and it didn't. I think it got released in China, but then kind of got banned because apparently there's a very racist joke in the film. And I'm like, dude, if your movie is literally financed by Chinese people, why are you putting in a joke that's like making fun of Chinese people? It's like honestly, it's not a good film. But anyway, I seem to talk about Paul W.S. Anderson every week. I just think he's hilarious.
Oh, he's great.
We got some comments. Go watch Boom. No, watch Go Boom makes Michael Bay an auteur. He stole that. What do you mean? Are you saying that he just uses a lot of explosions?
Yes.
Yeah. He does, and his explosions are very Michael Bayish. They look. I always think whenever I'm watching a Michael Bay movie, all his explosions literally just look like fireworks. They have that way. They have that kind of pew, like little weird way of kind of going. And I'm always like, they're just clearly fireworks. I haven't watched this new film, which is. I like how people call it. They call it ambulance, which I find it funny. It's just I just say ambulance.
Ambulance. That's what it is.
Yeah, but no, but they call because they like take out the LA because it's like set in LA, so it's like ambulance. I'm just like, what? I heard like Michael Bay talking about it, and the way he said it.
One of those weird spellings, like theater or theater, you know?
No, I think
ERRE or something. It's not weird because I mean,
no, it's the way you spell it, but it's just like the way they say it in their press tour. It's like they don't say they say ambulance, and I'm like, what? Why did you say it that way?
Hey, Bobby, I think you're watching last week's stream again.
Oh dear. Well, Morbius. Well, I can still talk about that. I can talk about that for hours.
She watched
that movie.
The first half an hour of the stream before on last week.
Okay.
Because the YouTube didn't update. So you might want to just go back to the channel and come back in.
Oh yes, what if Paul W. Sanderson directs Morbius 2? Now that I would watch, because that'd be a heck of a lot more interesting. The thing is, I have to say, I have a lot of respect for Daniel Espinosa after hearing everything he said about working on Morbius.
Have you seen Everything All at Once yet, Edward?
No, it's not. It's not out here yet.
Oh, we're not going to talk about
I'm not
it,
going to
though,
spoil
because I'm
anything,
going in
dude.
blind.
Don't
But
worry.
We're gonna do Reacher, right?
Reach
Yeah,
around
yeah, we'll
here in a
talk about
second. Yeah, I just want to tell anybody it's not everywhere, but if you see Everything Everywhere at Once, Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's got Michelle Yeoh in it. It's fantastic. It's a really fantastic movie. So, and we'll talk about it later once everybody's seen it. So
I've heard a lot of good things about that.
You're like, what is this? This looks weird. It's like I haven't seen any promo. It must suck. No, it doesn't. It's fantastic. I'll just say that.
Right, yeah. Let's
so what's
talk
happening
about
with Reacher.
Yeah, what's happening with Reacher? No, it's just pretty interesting stuff happened recently. Well, actually, maybe not so recently. I think it was an article he did it. Alan Richson, Richson, is that how you pronounce his name? Richson. I don't know. Whenever I spell it, I think I'm always thinking I want to put like a D in it somewhere.
Richson. I think it's pronounced ambulance.
Anyway, he did an interview with Cinema Blends, and they asked him what book he would like to do for season 2, and this is when he went on to say that he would like to adapt Die Trying, which is very much in line with what we've been told about the second season, that it's going to adapt Die Trying. He said, I'd want to go to Die Trying. I would just keep it going in order. As I read all of them subsequently, although they bounce back and forth in time as far as the story is concerned. Each book got better than the last. I loved Die Trying. I'd love to see that one made someday. So what do you have you read Die Trying? I'm not sure if you have.
I haven't read any of the Reacher books. Like I first learned about Jack Reacher through Tom Cruise movies, you know what I mean? And and I thought those were cool until I saw this show. And Alan Richson, he was fantastic in this. I really love the way it's shot. It's like because they make him seem like he's 6'8" and he's really 6'2". He's not that tall, so it's funny. He make him seem like he's a giant, but it's he just did a really good job. Seeing him as Hawk and the DC stuff, you know, he kind of had a limited. I mean, he's not.
He was wasted in that show.
What's that?
Yeah,
he was wasted in that show.
Yeah, he in this show he really fits this character really well, you know. So that's all I'll say.
I have read Die Trying, and I read the first 2 books. I'm about to start reading the third one, and Die Trying is really good, like really, really good. And if you've watched our video on it, the plot details video that you can see there, we kind of talked in that video, which James and Dan Plum did an excellent job on. I cannot say that I had anything to do with that video. Was it all you? Well, Dan did the voiceover. Very good voiceover.
That's why I mentioned he's not here. He's always slacking on the live stream.
But anyway, in that video, you go over some of the plot of Die Trying, and basically, yeah, you got it in a nutshell. He gets kidnapped with an FBI agent. Her father happens to be a rather important individual in the American government,
Joint Chief of Staffs.
But her grandfather also was like a former president of the United States, and then they end up being taken to this camp. Well, not really a camp. It's like a kind of I suppose it is a camp. You can call it.
It's a mountain. It's like a mountain-based commune.
Yeah, a base. That was and it's run by some rich dude that's crazy. And it's there's a militia up there, and it's really interesting because you put a lot of scenes from Commando in the video, and actually it does kind of turn into that because Reacher really kind of blows a lot of shit up in that book, and I really think it's a way to kind of the beginning of it is quite There are some quite tender moments between Reacher and the rather attractive FBI agent that he's been, kidnapped with. It's a bit convoluted the way that he ends up being kidnapped with. I'm going to be honest. The whole time I'm
Helping
thinking
her with the dry cleaning.
she damaged her ACL playing soccer, as you guys call it, and so he's helping her. The dry cleaners try, and then they both just get taken there and then outside the dry cleaners, put into. It's not even a van; it's like a shitty ass car they get put into. And then they get transferred to a van later on. But I kept on thinking the Reacher from the series would so be able to beat these people up, no problem. But he doesn't, and I think he's just kind of shocked. But I wouldn't have thought that he would have been. I don't know. But that bit takes place near Chicago because he's a bouncer in Chicago for a while. But I think they can get around that. There are some bits and like that. He gets put into handcuffs, and I kept on remembering the bit in the first season where he just breaks the handcuffs.
Well, it was a zip tie.
Yeah, it was a zip tie, wasn't it? Yeah, but he does. But in the book, he does literally rip like a chain out. He's chained up. He rips the chain out of the wall to go and save the woman she's about to be raped by one of the kidnappers. So that's a pretty intense scene. Yeah, so there'll be. I was reading it, thinking, God, there are going to be some really cool scenes for the series, and it's exciting, and I can understand why they're doing it. From like they're going, book to book the way they're written, but they do flip. They do kind of go. They go around in time a little bit, but I think they're going to continue this kind of continuity the way it's going now, because they're not going to do all 26 books. They're just not going to. They're not going to be able to. They might bring in some of the other books, like the prequel books, into these series and have flashbacks and things.
Yeah, I think they might do it with flashbacks. I think it's funny. It's like the killing floor is named the killing floor because that's where they found his brother, on the floor of the factory. Yeah, but I think it's because the actors looked like evil villains. That if they did it found the brother's body in the first season, then the middle of the factory floor, everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, it's them. They're the bad guys."
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I wonder what other changes they're gonna do. Like in the quote here from the source, he says it'll be a bit of a mix of stuff, but mainly die trying.
Yeah. Which made me think they might bring in some prequel stuff. They might bring in some like the earlier the books that were written later on but set before this time. So I think there are some books that Lee Child did that was set when Reach was still working as like he's kind of like military police.
Yeah.
So he's the one. Yeah, so he's the one that kind of investigates like crimes that are done inside the military. That was his job before he started wandering. And I think some of those books will just be kind of, put like even the first season of Killing Floor, they have some flashbacks with Reacher's mother and stuff like that. So I think they'll do something similar with this series as well. Yeah. And Lee Child will also cameo. Sorry.
I know that he seems like he's going to go roam on, into the darkness, walking down the street. But I hope Willa Fitzgerald shows up in the next season because I really liked her. She was cool. She was good, and I think the public really enjoys this show because just the. What were you saying, James?
Oh, I was just going to respond to your first point before you moved on to your second point.
Oh, well, let me just say what I got to say, and then you talk, and I'll be quiet. In fact, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
I was saying, like, a lot of people do want to see Roscoe, but a lot of people don't because they want to keep that Kane and Kung Fu kind of city to city helping people vibe. So it would be really cool if we got like a mini series with Roscoe, or like she shows up maybe in season 4 or 5,
or gets her own spinoff.
Yeah. But no, a lot of people, like a lot of the comments on the videos, like they want Roscoe to come back and stuff. But that's always tricky too when like the fans love it so much, but the modus operandi of Reacher is just to be solo throughout the series, right? Yeah.
Yep. I was just going to say it's clear that the public loves this just based on the speed of them granting a second season And also, if you just look at the amount of views on your video about it, you could tell like it's just the public wants this show. They love this show, so it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I binge watched it all in one day. So
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
I think it's
EJ, sorry.
Okay.
Let's do.
Hello, Peter. Hello there.
It's date night and he's watching. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I noticed that. Wait, I just wanted to bring up Freddie's comment. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So here, I'll bring up. I wanted a Cherub series for the longest time. I don't think it'll ever happen. It's basically a UK version of Secret Agent Cody Banks. They're YA novels. I think I've read one of those novels, those Cherub novels. I don't think they're ever going to be made. I just have a feeling it's YA now is kind of dead, unfortunately. I mean, who knows? Maybe Amazon might pick it up. And then Bakertown here asks, is Lee Child the real author of all of them? Or is it an instance where the character gets popular and they farm it out? Well, he's written a lot. I'm pretty sure he wrote all of them. He's not really done anything other than Reacher. He's got another Reacher book coming out in October, I think, this year. He's been he's been writing these for years. And I think it is him. I don't think he's farmed it out. I think it is Lee Child. But British. I was quite surprised when I found out he was English. It's kind of a weird, like, Reacher's such like an American character, but it's written by a British guy. But I'm really looking forward to Reacher season 2. I'm pretty sure they'll end up making quite a few seasons of this show. Like Amazon Prime have now got some really good action shows. Like they got the Jack Reacher show. They've got the other one, Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
The Jack Reacher. And they've got quite a few like
Bosch.
Good. Yeah, well that's the other one, Bosch. You like that one. But they've got quite a few good action shows. Great. Yeah. And I'm interested just to see what they do with like all this like stuff that's like it seems to be like real action heavy stuff. Like I just recently watched Fat Man, which is an Amazon exclusive, which is the Mel Gibson film where he plays Santa Claus, which is actually really good. It's oddly good, that film. Then they got other stuff like The Prodigy and things like that. Lots of action movies. It's a good place.
Have you guys watched 000 yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm about to read the book. It's an Italian author, quite famous in actually all over the world because he's no one knows where he lives because he took on he infiltrated the mafia. A really interesting guy, and he wrote a book called Gomorrah, and then 000 is another one. So I want to read the book, then watch the series.
Yeah, if you like the Sicario movies. You'll love 000 and Traffic 2.
I haven't watched Traffic either.
Traffic with Michael Douglas?
No, never watched that.
Oh,
it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. And The Boys,
on my
list, of course.
Hannah is a good show.
Yeah, that's all Amazon. It's all Amazon. They've got some really good like action shows. I think better because I was thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking I might actually end up canceling my Netflix subscription because I'm not that their new stuff. I'm a bit like I haven't really watched anything on that. I mean, I liked Squid Game, and I really like Alice in Borderland. Like they're kind of Asian shows. I think are good, but their English language.
I was thinking
stuff,
the same thing too. Like because Netflix really hasn't. I mean, I don't know. If it wasn't for Star Trek: Next Generation, I probably already would have canceled it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just. Don't have that over here, unfortunately. But I was just thinking, I was just thinking about like because these subscriptions are getting so expensive. We're talking with you about this. Sorry, James. Like you got Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, Netflix, and it ends up becoming about what each month, probably about €70 to have these subscriptions. It's so expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive. And for what I do, I kind of have to have all of them because I have to be on top of everything, which I never am. Literally right now,
for cable bill back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically just like cable. But like we're looking for stuff to watch, like on Disney Plus. I'm always going to keep that because of all the Marvel series and the Star Wars shows. But I was like, what's like with my wife? What should we watch? We ended up starting watching Cougar Town because we were like, let's just, we like Courtney Cox, and I was just like, to me, it looks like Friends too. It's just like, think of her as Monica, and literally then it becomes much better. Because they all, like all of them come back. You've got Lisa Kudrow that comes back. Matthew Perry comes back for an episode. Jennifer Aniston. So for Friends fans, it's a good watch. So I'm literally
they drink a lot of wine, right?
Yeah. Oh, they drink a lot of wine. She has a lot of sex with very young men in that show. The other funny thing about that show is it was executive produced by Courtney Cox and David Arquette, but that was after I think they might have got divorced during the show. And watching the show, I'm not surprised. Literally every episode. Oh yeah, they got divorced. Because he ended up becoming like an MMA fighter, didn't he, or something?
He tried. That
David
video was hilarious when he went in the ring. David Cosper, when does season 3 of Jack Ryan come out? Well,
that's a good question.
Production October 2021. So we were hoping to be out by now, but it looks like it'll be out the last half of 2022, so probably July or afterwards. That's what I'm thinking. So maybe post-production is taking a longer time. But yeah, they wrapped in October 2021, so it shouldn't be long now. And I will agree to disagree with you there. It's a good series. I'm not sure if it's a great series, but I'm still stuck in the middle of episode 3, Clint. I haven't gone back to finish that. And we're on episode 6 now or something?
I think I'm on 5.
Yeah, so I need to catch up on that. I don't know, I just haven't been interested.
I'm really not interested in that show. Not at all.
It's fun. It's fun if you're a real Star Trek fan.
I am a real Clint's a bit salty.
Sorry, dude.
I am like a huge. I had a Star Trek party for when Next Generation ended and Deep Space Nine premiered. We had costumes and everything. So, yeah. And I just released a Star Trek video on my personal channel. Thanks to EJ for really the inspiration too.
That's good. Everyone should go and check that out.
Professional wrestler now. That's funny.
Yeah, he is. He's a. I was thinking that the other day. He is professional, isn't he, David Arquette? Yeah, that's weird. that's so strange.
That's kind of like Andy Kauffman.
What did Andy Kauffman do?
Wrestling.
Really?
The Man on the Moon. Jim Carrey played him.
Yeah, but that wasn't that a whole joke? Wasn't that like a massive joke?
But he was kind of serious. Like,
really?
We don't really know. So
people still don't know.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was he had beef with like a wrestler.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler. A lot of people think it's staged, but people didn't know. And he got up and Will Smithed him on the Johnny Carson show, or it was Letterman actually. And so people were like, "Oh my God, is that real?" And people don't know. And like, is it performance art, like a giant prank on society? We don't know. Nobody knows. And so it was in the Jim Carrey movie, but people still don't know.
I can't remember if Lawler. I read something a year or two ago where he came out. I can't remember if he said if it was staged or wasn't staged. I have to look that up. I'll look it up now.
See, I watched that Jim Carrey documentary where he talked about playing Andy Kaufman, and they kind of, in that they made it look like it to begin with it was staged, but then he kind of took it too far, and then it became a thing. Like
he would talk smack to women and then wrestle women and like pile driver women and all kinds of stuff in the ring, and the guy's crazy. Guy was nuts.
It says here that eventually it was revealed that the feud and wrestling matches were stage works and that Kauffman and Lawler were friends. This is not disclosed until more than 10 years after Kaufman's death, when the Emmy-nominated documentary A Comedy Salute to Andy Kaufman aired on NBC in 1995.
Okay, so it was.
But I don't know. See, I just read something like a couple years ago. Who knows?
He should have taken it to his grave if he was a real Lawler should have taken that to his grave, and out of respect for Andy Kaufman, keep the joke going.
Yeah, it would have been funny to keep the joke going, but I mean, it's a bit weird. The Huber Experience official YouTube channel says it's weird because I saw that David Arquette documentary where he's a wrestler. You cannot kill David Arquette, but really they almost did legitimately with a light tube to the throat.
Yeah, that was brutal, that video.
I haven't watched this.
Oh, man. Did you see it, Clint?
No.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it's like a broken light tube, and they took it to the guy, David's throat, and it just...
Yeah. Really? So was it actually... What was it, wrestling or MMA he did?
I believe it was a wrestling match.
I think he was doing that pro wrestling where they get like super triple X wrestling where they throw a barbed wire match and all that stuff. I'm sure actually Bakertown probably knows something about it if he's listened. Bakertown actually wrestled.
Yeah, it was a wrestling match against Nick Gage.
Nick Cage?
Not with a light tube before it appeared. The shard slit his neck as Gage fell. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Nick Cage. Now that'd be a wrestling match.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
David Arquette versus Nicolas Cage. I'm calling it now. I think Nicolas Cage is going to get an Oscar next year. I think it's Cage's year
for the unbearable talent.
I think there's something else that's coming out that I would have liked to have seen him be nominated for Pig.
Yeah,
I think he's
portrayal of Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
in Doctor Strange 2.
You know, he's saying that his abs in Ghost Rider were real.
Did someone say Doctor Strange 2?
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange
2? What a good tune.
Yeah.
Who is going to be in Doctor Strange 2? We don't know. I'm pretty sure that Doctor Strange will be in Doctor Strange 2. I think that's going to happen. Maybe Will Smith as well. Is it true that Will Smith is banned from the Oscars?
Strange.
Yeah. Is it true that Will Smith has been banned from the Oscars for 10 years? His career is over. Yeah, he has. He's been banned for 10 years.
Is that what the verdict was?
Yeah. The verdict is he's been banned for 10 years. I didn't write it up because it literally just dropped before the show. It's not surprising.
Is it just being at a ceremony, or even from qualifying for any awards?
He can't go to any events at all.
Can't go to any events.
Can he win an award?
No.
So any movie that it would be in couldn't get Best Picture, right?
Yeah, any movie that he wouldn't be nominated. Like you would not be able to nominate him, but the movie you could still nominate the film for like Best Picture or Best Director, or have another actor in it be nominated for something. But he specifically cannot be nominated.
Wow.
Which I think he got off lightly, to be honest. But been talking about that for weeks. I was really thinking they were going to ban him for life. I'm pretty sure they'll give him a 10-year ban, and then I don't want his career to be over.
No,
because I love Will Smith. I grew up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I grew up watching his Men in Black movies. I loved for a long time, Will Smith was the world's biggest actor. And then finally gets his Oscar for King Richard and gets himself banned. It's like, oh my god! It's so. I think the best thing for Will Smith now would be to leave Jada, but let's not talk about that because that's personal.
Do you think they should have taken his Oscar away from him?
No.
But
I think that's
elected,
Yeah, and it wouldn't. He was nominated, and he's not being. That would have been really unfair, I think, if they took his Oscar away. But
they're taking people's Oscars away for less.
Well, and he won the award before he did anything, before he bitch slapped anybody, and there's also
he won it after.
Well,
he won it before. They knew when he got there that he was the winner, and also there's a bunch of other terrible people in the world that have Oscars on their shelves. So it's like. Yeah. So it's like if they do that, they got to go around and start rounding up every Mel Gibson. Can we have your thing? You got to start analyzing every terrible thing somebody's done. For him, it's a fact that he did something physical at the ceremony, so that makes it a step worse. But yeah. I don't think that'll be happening again anytime soon.
Does what's his face? The director, I forgot his name. Roman Polanski. Does he still have his Oscars, or do they take those away from him?
He still has them.
I think he still has them.
No.
I think who did they take an Oscar away from? Is it like the Weinstein? That's about it, right?
Did they even take his away?
I think they might have done. I'm pretty sure Kevin Spacey still has his, because he was never actually convicted. I think he won his legal battle in court.
Yeah.
But Polanski still has it. I'm pretty sure about that. Like, I think that would have been a big deal if they'd taken away his Oscar. I think that would have been a really, really big deal.
In Oscars history, just one award has had to be returned. In 1969, Young Americans won the Best Documentary Feature Award, which was revoked after it was later found to have been released too early to have been eligible for nomination.
Yeah, it's like stupid stuff like that. They've never,
they've never taken anyone.
Yeah, but yeah, I think banning him is fair enough. He also resigned as a member of the Academy, which meant that he couldn't vote. Which I'm pretty sure he did that, hoping that would be it. Like, he would have been told beforehand that this is what they want to do, that they want to give him a 10-year ban. And then literally all of his upcoming projects have been put on hold indefinitely. So like, he was going to do I Am Legend 2, he was going to do Bad Boys 4. They've all been put on hold. He was going to do a film with Netflix that they've just put on hold now.
See, that's kind of a shame. I mean, like Chris Rock and Will Smith have known each other for a long time, and Chris Rock didn't press charges, and and I don't know if he's accepted Will Smith's apologies or not, but I don't know. That's 10 years is a long time. Hoover Experience has a good point. He'll be like a prisoner out on parole. They will give him 10, but he'll be back in 7.
Well, I was going to say that they'll probably give him a shortened sentence.
They have to make an example right now. It's like all of them have they all change their Facebook profiles to Will Smith with a circle and a line through it, you know what I mean? And they'll have it up for 2 weeks, and then they'll go back and have a Ukraine pictures back up. You know, they're like all these are reactions that are like for public image, that when they do this stuff, and they're like, oh, and with dollar signs behind it, they're like, we're not going to put that out. Like, it's going to cost us money, and if this guy's really canceled, nobody's going to watch it. We're going to lose our money. And so they do everything according to the court of public opinion. I mean,
especially since they screwed up with Weinstein all those years.
Yeah.
Well, they screwed up with so many. Like, Hollywood screwed up with so many people.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Polanski, Spacey. Like, Will Smith is not a bad person. He just did a bad, like, what he did one stupid thing
that we know of right now. You never know. Just to be fair, I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think there's like a bunch of skeletons in his closet. I'm just saying you never know. So.
I mean, we're probably going to hear about like some of his. To be honest, though, he's been very open about a lot of his. Like, he has an open marriage. It's like.
Krypton, man. The Oscars have been a joke for like a couple decades now,
and I think this makes it very obvious. Like, the fact that they're making this seem like such a big deal. It's like, well, this is the minimum you should have done, really. And then there's all this nonsense about wanting that they were trying to get him to leave the ceremony, but then people are like, actually, no, they never did. But it's just all these conflicting reports. I've just said I'm just not going to cover it anymore, because everything's conflicting. It's so annoying, and it's like one person says one thing and then another person says another thing. And I'm going to talk about that in a second when we get onto another actor that's going through some weird times.
It's everyone trying to cover their backsides. You know what I mean? It's like they're like, oh, well, yeah, they didn't even try to get him out of there. They just, because they just let him sit there and then get his award, and then other people to cover their ass, they're like, yeah, we did. We asked him to leave, but he didn't. and then the other people are like, yeah, well, it all happened so fast, and the next thing you know, we got together, all the people in charge, we were meeting, and we're trying to figure out, okay, how should we proceed? And then by that time, it was time for him to get his award, and we didn't know what, and it just happened so fast. Everybody's just covering their butts because that's what humans do.
It's
just
like
like everybody at HBO and AT&T back when all that stuff's going on.
I don't know if you watched the interview with the producer from the Oscars, but like anytime it was like he was asked, "Oh, were they talking about escorting Will Smith out?" He's like, "Oh, I wasn't part of that conversation. That conversation was happening. You know, he kept passing the buck."
Yeah, that's so controlled. True. And Freddie asks, "Isn't he a Scientologist?" There were rumors that Will Smith was a Scientologist, and I don't think he is, but he was like probably dabbling, like a lot of people in Hollywood. They're probably like, "Oh, maybe." He's the kind of person that I wouldn't be surprised.
But if he was a Scientologist, he would have to at least show some love to it publicly.
Yeah, like he's not a Scientologist. I think there was a moment where he was kind of trying to be roped in by Tom Cruise, and
he got really heavy into society and like how it affects the Earth. Like that's where After Earth came from. Like him and his son.
And that's also why a lot of people were saying, "Isn't he a Scientologist?" Because After Earth is literally the L. Ron Hubbard story. Like the science fiction story that he wrote about everything to do with Scientology and what they believe in. It's a bit weird. Have you watched After Earth?
Yeah.
Is that like Dianetics?
Yeah,
that was what was the Travolta one? Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth. Yeah.
That's like, we're gonna take all the best parts of sci-fi films, all the Star Wars transitions, and we're gonna take the running slow motion with bullets flying past and blowing up pillars like from the Matrix. They just stole everything. But After Earth is the one with Will Smith and the monotone voice and his son, and they crash on a sci-fi planet. But it's actually Earth. Spoilers, sorry, Leroy.
It's really bad. That film. It's directed by I've seen all of M. Night Shyamalan's films, and After Earth.
Seen it?
What, After Earth?
Yeah,
I believe so.
I've seen it.
I see every
memorable, to be honest with you, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, what was that? That was probably like 2010.
Yeah, around then. There was a year when there were a lot of very mediocre science fiction movies that came out. I remember, was it 2013? Is that the same year Oblivion came out? I remember Oblivion being
Oblivion is the other one I was thinking.
Like that was really kind of nothing.
Have you got a minute so I can tell you about our Lord and Savior Dean Koontz?
Oh dear. But I'm okay. There's one thing I was watching on Netflix, because I was talking about a bit about Netflix before, and I was just thinking about this with Scientology and stuff. There's a documentary series on Netflix at the moment called Bad Vegan. I don't know if you've heard about this, Clint.
I've seen it. Well, I haven't seen the show. I've just seen the thumbnail.
Yeah. Well, the show is all about a very famous vegan. She was a restaurant owner. It was like one of the most famous restaurants in New York, where it was vegan, raw vegan food. And all these very famous people, Alec Baldwin used to come in all the time. Kind of had a thing, I think, with the owner actually, and then ended up meeting his not Spanish wife. That's crazy, that story. But anyway, she ends up not even falling in love, but she ends up marrying this guy that she met on the internet that gave her all this bullshit about being from another planet, and how like his family is from another planet, and they're all going to become like energy and stuff, and money doesn't matter, but you have to send me all this money. And she kept on sending him money. And I'm like, why? And they interview this woman. I'm just thinking, this is so dumb that I don't want to watch this show anymore. It is like, this woman is so stupid. She, over 2 years, she gave him $1.7 million.
Wow.
And I was thinking, like, and she was like, I was looking for something that's just very, I was always thought I was different. I was very spiritual. I believed in the spiritual plan. And I'm like, I was watching this with the lesson, thinking this shit could literally only happen in America. And I know that sounds nasty, but I'm like, because this is where they take. I think about something like Scientology, and I'm like, it's that. This is not the Edward Lauder show. Bring Clint back up. But I was just thinking that there's an element of like, you take religion way too far. And like you make things like Scientology, and people believe in these sorts of things, and then these scams happen to people. And I was thinking about the Tinder swindler as well, but they're not American. They're most of them are from like Scandinavia, and maybe it's a similar thing over there. But I was thinking, why would you send somebody $30,000 in one go and be like, that's fine? And then, they're going to send it back to me. I was just thinking, these people must either be just
inventing Anna. She was a good like. There's a lot of these people,
and a lot of these shows are coming out now. And I'm like, inventing Anna is exactly the same thing. It's like a lot of people fell for this, and I'm just like, what is it? You guys live there. Well, you live there, Clint. Do you hear about these stories a lot?
No, I mean, we're getting to see the Tiger King also. You know what I mean? Like that's just weird, rare things. There's swindlers. There's I
To
can't.
be fair, Edward, there's
Ponzi schemes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, well, there are lots of Ponzi schemes, a lot, but especially in the United States, I get the feeling
there's over 2,000 suspected cults operating in the UK.
Yeah, right. That's probably. I think the UK has the same sort of one. Maybe not so much with religion though. I was more thinking about Scientology and how it's like become so incredibly powerful. And I watched a movie the other day called The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I'd never heard of Tammy Faye before in my life. And I was like, bloody, these guys literally, they are swindlers as well, because I think she's dead now, but he's still alive. They took so much money from people just by being like, send us money like on TV. That's just
I remember them when I was a kid, seeing them on TV. Tammy Faye with her big mascara, big eyelashes, crying. And I mean, there's a lot of televangelists. There's still some really rich ones right now. Like insanely rich, like with jets and all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's a big place with a lot of people. Yeah, you are right, but I just don't. I don't know.
We don't have Stonehenge and druids like y'all do. Like my fingers in America. Whatever druids, whatever Stonehenge. Y'all are weird, not us.
Yeah, didn't Great Britain like conquer a bunch of countries in the name of religion?
Yeah, Illuminati people running around.
No, I wouldn't say it was in the name of religion. That was the Spanish. That was the
So it wasn't like the Holy Grail.
No, it was just in the name of the Queen.
Great Crusade.
Well, I wouldn't. Would that really be called a religious crusade?
Yes.
I think you're thinking more of the Spanish. I'm going to be honest.
No.
You guys have like Freemasons doing like Da Vinci Code enchantments and stuff at Stonehenge.
Well, no, but what I was thinking was that a lot of so one of the big emigrators to the United States from the UK were the Puritans, and I think a lot of like the religious nutcase shit that goes on in the US is due to that, because you had literally the most like fanatic religious people that went to the United States and started these very extreme versions of Christianity.
We're like really breaking a golden rule of the stream here right now.
Well, what's the golden? There are no golden rules.
Religion,
dude. My pineal gland is flaring up just thinking about it.
Right.
I think it's fascinating. It was just something that I was just thinking about when I was watching this show, and I was like, it seems as though there's a lot of. I mean, yeah, you want to talk about religion, like the stuff that Ezra Miller talks about on his Instagram stories is nuts. Like, I was looking at some of them the other day and I was like, oh god, he said some weird stuff. Sorry, Warner Brothers debunks Ezra Miller claims that there's been crisis meetings. This is a funny story. Yeah. So apparently Ezra Miller, right, well, not apparently, Ezra Miller's been causing some trouble in Hawaii. let's just leave it at that. Has been arrested and I think they're on trial next week. Why are you laughing, Clint? Is it
because that sounds like an Elvis movie? Trouble in Hawaii, you know.
Trouble in Hawaii, yeah. And now for something completely different. Yeah,
I think right now, Prince.
James has moved me on from the subject of religion.
Chill, Winston.
Yeah, well, they're saying so now it's IGN, I think, contacting one of their sources inside Warner Brothers that said that there is no such meetings took place inside of Warner Brothers. But the Rolling Stone had said that they were having meetings inside Warner Brothers and they're pausing all of Ezra Miller's future projects, like basically The Flash, and don't know what else he's doing with Warner Brothers, but mainly The Flash, I think, is the movie. Then that came from Rolling Stone. Then IGN are saying that their source said that they've had no such meetings, or no such meetings took place. Now, not gonna, don't want to throw any shade to IGN, but it's a bit weak. What they're saying, because it's not just Rolling Stone that came out and said this. Like John Campea the day before actually said that he talked to someone at Warner Brothers and said that discussions they were discussing options was what he said.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that makes sense though, because that's what you would do in that kind of situation.
To be honest, it would make sense that meetings took place. Saying no such meeting, I suppose, like the crisis meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, like no meetings to get him, like to replace him, but they were discussing their options. Like, oh, should we replace him? Should we have a meeting about it, or should we just?
That is still a crisis meeting, though.
Yeah. I was laughing about it because I was thinking how they didn't do anything when the choking the girl a couple years ago happened, and then there was reports that there's like 10 phone calls to the police or something, and they still haven't done anything. I'm like, and then they got together and they still haven't done anything. They're just discussing their options. They should be making their decisions. You know what I mean? Like they should be phoning Grant Gustin is what they should be doing. But like we're just discussing our options. That when you say that, then you're not beholden to anything. Nobody can call you on anything.
Well, I think there's a video on him choking. There's so much. No one knew if it was real or fake, so I think Warner Brothers decided they could get away with that.
Yeah.
But now with the police being involved on the record of the witnesses and the 10 police calls, and they have to have these meetings, but no such meetings took place. Look, if there's not donuts involved, they're not crisis meetings.
Dude, the reason no meetings took place at the very beginning is because they were hoping that the Will Smith stuff was taking up so much headlines that hey, we can just pretend it didn't happen, just like the girl 2 years ago. We'll just pretend nothing happened, and if everybody just keeps focusing on that, maybe we can just brush it under the rug and put him in rehab, and then everything will be cool. I don't know.
I mean,
that's what I think.
The Huber Experience or Huber Experience official YouTube channel. That's a long one. I think they could. I think they could be Ezra Miller's. I think they could be Ezra Miller's new movie, Trouble in Hawaii. Didn't he?
So yeah, he should play the new Beetlejuice. He should play the new Beetlejuice, and it could be Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
Oh, okay, that'd be a good idea. I'd watch that. Now, I honestly, Warner Brothers. There's a lot of stuff going on at Warner Brothers at the moment. One of the things they should have done is they should have contacted Ezra directly and been like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" Or at least Ezra's people. This should have been handled differently. I think, like the guy, they're clearly in need of some sort of help. It's not normal what's going on with Miller, and to be honest, it hasn't been normal for a long time. Like if you've been following Ezra on social media, I mean, the guy's not well. Like there's something that's happening. It often happens with movie stars that were have been in the industry for a heck of a long time, which they have. And I think they need to be more careful with their actors. I get the impression that Warner Brothers just isn't.
I'm sure they vet their actors before they sign them onto a movie. It's just that people
come on.
they're usually like dealing with agents that are telling them, hey, this is the next big actor. You want to get him in on your stuff, or they're going to, it's usually agents with pull that get actors their roles when they're new. And then if they deliver, they actually do well. Then all of a sudden they're like, wow, this guy's great. And then they get more roles. And I guarantee you that they're not going to contact him directly. Nobody's going to contact him directly until they know what they're going to say. So that's why they're getting together and trying to figure out what to do. And then they're not going to contact him directly anyway. They're going to contact him via his agent or talent manager, because that's what they're there for. They're the buffer so that they don't upset Ezra, or Ezra isn't hammered and doesn't tell somebody at AT&T to piss off, or actually it'll be David Zaslav making the phone calls now, so they don't want to tell him directly, what I mean. That's what agents and managers are for, so nobody's gonna be calling him directly.
But at least talk to the manager, so the manager can contact Miller and be like, look, you've got to be careful here, we've got to make a change, because you can't be, and this has been happening. This is Warner Brothers must have known about this like months before this ever came out. Before the 10.
Maybe he was just like diagnosed with something, and WB couldn't, due to the contract clause and the privacy laws, they couldn't say anything, and that's why.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's.
Who knows? Like, that's a theory. Right.
I guarantee you, like, these guys see this stuff on the news and they're like, oh crap, did you see what Ezra did today? Or like, did you see what's in the news? The police don't call Warner Brothers directly. It goes through all kinds of stuff, and they show up to work and see a tweet on their way to work, and then they're like, oh my God. And then they're like, we got to get their agent on the phone. And same with those agents and managers. They're sitting there trying to control their guy, or their girl, or they, and like trying to control Ezra, and like they can't. And people are humans, get screwed up, and they do things, and there's not much, like, to us it's like, dude, you're like, what are you doing? Like, you have this gigantic job, this amazing thing that only a few people in the world get to experience, and you're throwing it away. But sometimes your personal baggage overtakes that, or you have like some kind of thing that makes you self-sabotage. It's weird. Humans are weird.
But it's also no reason, like, yes, I understand if someone's going through mental health issues. But it's no reason to be. Honestly, some of the things I've heard about their behavior in Hawaii has been pretty bad. Like, apparently they're just like, people are just sick of them in Hawaii.
Just say Ezra. People, Ezra's behavior.
Ezra.
People are sick of Ezra, and they're I mean,
but honestly, you were talking about vetting actors before. I doubt that Warner Brothers really does it properly. Like, this has happened so many times with Warner Brothers actors. Like, it's I think I think Warner Brothers and all other movie studios are going to have to be very careful about who they employ in the future, because no matter how good an actor you are, like, Ezra is a really good actor, like, really, really. No, but actually, what I know that if it does feel like this is me. Why is that coming up? I'm not talking about Amber Heard yet.
Ezra's fantastic. Like, I really like Ezra's take on the Flash. Like, a lot of people don't like it. They think it's weird. I think it's great. I really, really liked Ezra's Flash. What do you think about the people? Is it too late to jump into Grant Gustin, or too early?
Oh, no, you can talk about whatever you want.
I've heard a lot of people online are saying, hey, what if Grant Gustin jumps into that? And is that a possibility? And people are saying, how can you just switch Flashes? And that doesn't make sense. And people will have like a reaction like, oh, you can't get a TV actor to be a movie actor, like they're a lesser tier of actor or something. But honestly, to me, I'm like, you're talking about, you've already had the Flash show up into like Ezra's Flash show up into Grant Gustin's Flash's universe on the TV show. So they've already been on the screen together. So that puts them together. You were talking about We've been talking about like the possibility of Ben Affleck's Batman getting lost in the multiverse and sacrificing himself, and we were going to have Keaton's Batman come in. So you got two different Batmans coming together. Then we hear talks about maybe they're not going to sacrifice Ben Affleck's Batman anymore. They're going to do something else with him. Well, if you're switching out Batmans, why can't you just sacrifice Ezra's Flash, and then Grant Gustin's Flash is the one that came out of the Speed Force and carried on, and we lost one and kept the other. If they got it, that's the one that, to me, that makes more sense than anything. I'm like, just because they've stood face to face, so they can be in the same universe, like as far as continuity goes, that's the safest way to do it, rather than just recast him whenever Zaslav kicks in the Spider-Verse tomorrow. I mean the Snyderverse tomorrow. That's way better than just recasting some other person that looks like Ezra, or having a boulder fall on him or fall on the Flash or something. Anyway, sorry.
If there was ever a time to do it, it would be in this multiverse shift.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to do that in this movie. Like, already Ezra Miller's playing 3 different versions of the Flash in this film. They're the reports that we're hearing. So they're not going to recast Miller in this film. They're not going to reshoot the movie. They're not going to bring Grant Gustin in to replace Ezra Miller in this film. Honestly, what they're going to do is they're going to release the movie as is, although they've delayed it for a long time. Like, it's not coming out until next June, I think. Not this June, June 2000 or July 2023. That is a very odd, like, long delay. Like, I was a bit surprised when I heard that. The claims are that it has to do with the multiverse stuff, that they need to get all the other movies to come out before this movie because it kind of resets everything. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to release this film. I've heard reports of a Grant Gustin cameo, so maybe Grant Gustin could play the role in a movie further down the line. But I think they're just not going to bring Ezra back, because there's just too much bad PR around Ezra, and they know that they can't control Ezra. Like, Ezra will do whatever the hell Ezra wants to do, and it looks like this is what's happening, and this has been going on now for so many years. I'm pretty sure they've had meetings with Ezra before about this, and they just can't control Ezra. He's like, they're completely uncontrollable as far as a movie studio is concerned. So it's just too much for Warner Brothers to handle. I'm pretty sure what they'll end up doing is just releasing the Flash. Hopefully it'll do well for them. I'm pretty sure, like, all the reports we're hearing is that because they've done lots of screenings of this movie already, and all the reports are that Ezra's brilliant in it, and it would be sad not to see them play the role again. But being an actor now is more than just being an actor. Like, in the old days, you could be a fantastic actor and be completely bonkers in your personal life, and it didn't matter. But now that the world is, we've got 24-hour news, we've got sites like Small Screen, for instance, covering this all the time. It's impossible. You have to be very careful in your personal life, because you've got a microscope on you at all times. So you can't get away with this sort of behavior anymore. You probably could have done, like, I'm pretty sure you would have heard, like, there are loads of stories about, like, really famous actors getting into bar fights and stuff all the time. Like, Michael Caine used to, get into bar fights quite a lot, and he's still around, and it wasn't a problem back then, but it is now. And I think that is, Grant Gustin is someone that you haven't heard anything negative come out about. Grant Gustin seems like just a very down-to-earth guy. Likes to do the Flash, and problem with Gustin. I like Gustin in the Flash, but I really do think I think there's a certain. I do understand why they cast Ezra Miller as the Flash in the movies and not Grant Gustin. I do understand that, because I think that you have different caliber of actor. And I think if you look at the stuff that Miller's done in his career, like, honestly, we need to talk about Kevin. If you've seen that movie, it's a harrowing film, but Ezra is amazing in that movie. The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Ezra is brilliant in that film. And I think, I really do think there's a difference between movie actor and TV actor. And I do like Grant Gustin a lot, but I'm not sure if you could make a whole movie based around him playing the Flash, I don't think it would work. And that's just me. Maybe I'm being unfair, but that's just how I feel about Grant Gustin. Prove me wrong. Charlie Hunnam. Now there's a TV actor that somehow has found himself in movies. I don't know how that happened. God. And oh god. All right, no, not that, please. The Flash is not one of my favorite characters. I'm going to be honest in the DC universe. It's always
Flash. What about me?
It's always going to be the Invisible Man for me. That's my favorite DC Comics character.
Wow.
Clint Flash. Only in the sack. They've also called me the Invisible Man too.
Oh dear.
Yeah, sorry. Was I thinking or talking? My bad.
Call it, Sanchez, or you'll get a knuckle supper.
Yeah, but anyway, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing, and feel free to disagree with me. That's fine. Benedict Cumberbatch. Martin,
I don't think it's likely.
Go on.
I was just gonna say I don't think it's likely to happen, but that's the only way that would work for me. If you're trying to get rid of this guy, who and it's going to be one of those things like Robert Downey Jr. before he got it together, where he's going to have to like insure himself. Like you have to get insured to be in movies because they're such expensive projects, and like when you're like Shia LaBeouf or Ezra Miller, like you start becoming uninsurable. That becomes a huge problem on your career. So Ezra's going to find himself. Say that again.
You know how you afford that?
How?
You keep the rights to the 3D scan of your head, and that way you have to license out to the studio whenever they do post-production. That's what Robert Downey Jr. did. He makes a fortune off that. When Simu Liu when he got chosen for Shang-Chi, I messaged him. I'm like, make sure you retain the rights to the 3D likeness of your scan of your head. You make $1 billion that way.
Did he respond?
Hell no, he just got cast in a Marvel movie.
He's gonna get that find that email like years from now. I'm like, damn it, I should have listened to James.
He responded to the first one. He said, thanks man, I appreciate it. Glad you're doing well. And then he just read the 3D scan one, so hopefully he took it to heart.
That's awesome.
Prince Zodiac just said, just pick someone who can run. That's a good point. Maybe get Tom Cruise. He's got a very good running style. Clint for Max Mercury. Interesting. Now
so I get to be Impulse, Bart.
Now Freddie's brought up a lot of names of actors that have started in TV and gone on to be movie stars. So he brought up Benedict Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman, The Fresh Prince. Now yes, it's a good point, but I'm gonna let's be honest here. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, Ron Howard, Benedict Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman, those sorts of actors, like they were in what I like to call kind of, I was going to call it legacy TV. It's not really legacy. It's like premium television shows, almost. Like Sherlock was like the first season of Sherlock is like, oh my god. Also, Benedict look at where they trained as well. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, I think he came from RADA. As did I think Martin Freeman was in The Office to begin with. Like John Krasinski is another one, was in The Office. Bruce Willis, yes, was started in was it Moonlighting?
Moonlighting.
Yeah, that was the so of course it's happened. It has happened. Yeah, all the freaks. Yes, Freddie, I get it. All the freaks and geeks guys. Yes, fine. But there's a difference being an actor in a CW show and an actor in some of those shows. Like, look.
Burger.
All right, Friends is a good example. Like, have you seen Matt LeBlanc in anything really since Friends? Have you seen Matthew Perry in anything since Friends? Like, really?
Yes.
Like, come on. No, you. Okay, what are you gonna say?
In Charlie's
what,
Angels.
Lost in Space? You're gonna say
Lost in Space, and then he had like his own TV show that apparently did very well.
What? Oh, what episodes? Yeah, he was in Episodes, which is another TV show. But are you going to cast like? Are you going to say that Matt LeBlanc is someone that could? Look, you're all being facetious. I know you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm just saying yes because you're getting annoyed. That's all.
Yeah. Yes, Clooney was in ER. Yes, okay, fine. All right,
And
all
before that,
right.
he was in Roseanne.
Yeah, right. My point still stands. Okay, yeah, it's a good Jedi Master EJ. Stephen Amell did not translate well to the big screen.
Well, because he started as Casey Jones. It was his first debut in that crappy Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movie. Can't really blame him for that. I mean, Code 8 was good.
But I just, Code 8 was, that was what he did that with his. Is that his brother?
Yeah.
Is that his brother?
So when are you and Freddie gonna make a movie together? Are you guys gonna call it Code 9?
Code 9, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I do think there are like, I like Grant Gustin a lot. I'm just not sure if he would be able to carry a film the same way that someone like Ezra Miller would. I think
the comments coming, guys, with the actors. Loving it.
John Goodman. Robbie Amell is his cousin. Yeah, Robbie Amell is Stephen Amell's cousin, not his brother. Yeah. I thought I got that one wrong. Well, whatever happens, I'm pretty sure that they did that this film will come out and it will still star Ezra Miller. They'll just hope Warner Brothers will hope this will all blow over. That's what they're gonna do.
That's what they did last time. So like we just gotta hide out for a little bit.
Yeah, we just gotta wait. Ride the wave. See what hopefully it'll plateau, and then we'll make shit tons of money out of this movie.
Yeah, and they have two different franchises going with him, so it's like they've got a lot invested in this kid.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a bigger role in the Fantastic Beasts movie, hasn't he? So they've got that as well. Tom Arnold. I don't know who Tom Arnold is.
Tom Arnold is Roseanne Barr's ex. Roseanne Barr.
I never. No.
Okay, you've seen True Lies, right, with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
True Lies, yeah, he's
the like Schwarzenegger's partner in that movie.
It's a long time ago, so I can't really remember. All I remember from that movie is Jamie Lee Curtis and her weird striptease. Chris Pratt, all right, fine, yeah. Jason Momoa. I'm gonna be. I think Game of Thrones is different. Is again another example of like higher tier TV.
Bruce
Willis was in like Levi's commercials, man. Before even moonlighting.
Johnny Depp was 21 Jump Street.
You got to start somewhere. You do have to start somewhere. But I do think there are some actors that just cannot make the jump to the big screen, which is fine. There are some actors that are perfectly fine with that, and also
but you can't say Grant Gustin is one of them because he hasn't tried to make the jump yet.
Yeah, but why do you think he hasn't?
Because he's making tons of money off the Flash.
It's a cushy job. It's a cushy job. Right? But I'm just basing this off what I've seen him do in the Flash, which I think is very good in that show. But if he was then to translate that onto the big screen in a big blockbuster movie, I just don't think it would work. If he plays that version of the Flash, if he's got it in him to play, but again, why didn't they hire him to begin with? If he was able to do it,
he's dealing with a $5 million show. You know what I mean? Like not a giant, huge budget with ace actors, surrounding him to act off of. You know what I mean? If all of a sudden you get to play soccer on the best team in the world, like you're surrounded by a bunch of amazing players, you're going to be a better player yourself. You know what I mean? So maybe he's carrying,
or you're going to choke and be terrible.
I don't think
or that.
He's a great actor. He is a good actor. It's not his fault. The CW loves the drama and it's geared towards teenagers, and they have that, and they pad out the seasons, and their special budget keeps going down every year.
But I also wonder whether Grant Gustin's just not interested in doing. I think Grant Gustin is probably more interested in doing. The guy came from Glee, like he's got a he's a song and dance man. If anything, Grant Gustin, he's really good at it.
He would totally play the Flash in a feature film. He would.
I don't know, because I really do think they would have hired him if they thought so.
No way.
You think he would turn down? You think he would go 9 seasons as the Flash and turn down the chance to do we'll pay you a whole bunch of money?
No. I never said he would turn it down. I said, why didn't they cast him to begin with?
Because WB did not want to dilute and confuse the audience. This was their official reasoning for it. I read a while back was like they wanted to keep the show separate from the movies.
Yeah, but you say that, but then look at what Marvel's doing with like Charlie Cox and Vincent.
Well, yeah,
D'Onofrio.
but Marvel has led in this genre of films and television, and DC is trying to catch up as usual. Right?
Honestly, I just don't think they thought Grant Gustin was up to it. I really
honestly, it was DC was like what happened with
Marvel.
Marvel.
That's the line. That's the line that they gave at the time. But I do genuinely think they just thought we need a different sort of actor they didn't feel that Grant Gustin could do it, which is why they didn't hire him. Honestly, I let's agree to disagree on this one, but I think that's why. Because why else would you cast someone like Ezra Miller? Like Ezra Miller is a very specific type of actor. That someone that they were young at the time, well, still are young, up and coming actor, someone that had been doing like literally films that were really interesting and really well received. His performances in most of the movies that they were in before, it's like honestly, you have to watch. Like, we need to talk about Kevin. Like, that film is like a different level. Like that.
I'm not denying Ezra's a good actor. I loved his iteration of the Flash and Zack Snyder's Justice League, not so much. But I do think Ezra Miller or Grant Gustin has the chops to play the Flash in the theatrical version. Now, whether they didn't choose him because they said hands off, where we don't want to, because WB has been notorious for that with the cartoons, with the live action TV shows, and with the feature films that, they wanted to keep them separate. And it wasn't until Marvel started to do it that now they're trying to, slip it in like that Peacemaker cameo with the Justice League. All that stuff. They didn't even want to combine their universes theatrically,
Well, I'm seeing him on the screen with all the list of all the other actors that are going to be on the Flash. It is Google and not IMDb, but still, Grant Gustin is listed as one of the people that's going to be in it, and he wouldn't be playing Ezra's Flash. He would be playing his own Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because that's the way they've set it up now. They've set it up with these two universes being different. They're different Earths. But I don't see the problem with the same actor playing a different version of the same character. Like, with the multiverse the way it is, you could still have Grant Gustin play the Flash of the CW and it be a different version from the one he would be playing in the movie.
Yep.
And honestly, James, I really do think it had a lot to do with the fact that they just did not think that Grant Gustin would be right for a movie, like as the Flash in the movie. Like, great on TV, they wanted someone different. Zack Snyder was like, no, I want someone different. Like, I've got an idea for someone else.
But the first reason was we don't want to bring in the TV universe to the theatrical universe, and then that's the main reason. And then it could have been like, Zack Snyder wants a different director. The producers, didn't think Grant Gustin could hack it, but the main reason is they wanted to keep them separate. That's they were like strictly separate. They're adamant about that.
Yeah, I don't even think there was a conversation about it. I think, dude, that's the Bush League team, and we're doing the pro level Justice League characters. Like, we're not messing with that. They've got their own little universe, and we're doing our own thing. Like,
I would not be surprised if they didn't even consider Grant Gustin.
I'm sure there was talks, but they didn't miss the chance for shared universe. Like, Ezra Miller did show up in the Crisis crossover of the CW Flash, so technically it's a shared universe.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying for 30 minutes, man. I'm ready to see Grant be like, okay, I'm here.
Right.
This is the only feasible way to get rid of Ezra, so he doesn't destroy your franchise. And I'm happy to carry the burden. And also, you have to pay me.
Yeah. He gets what, 250,000 an episode or something now?
I don't know, but he'd be getting a lot more if he was in that movie as the pulling that wagon.
What I love about this whole story, right, the whole Ezra Miller story, is they're in Hawaii and met a couple, at a farmer's market, and Ezra's loaded, right? But it's like, yeah, can I stay with you guys? that's literally the story. Like, Ezra Miller was staying with these people that he'd met at a farmer's market. I'm pretty sure someone like Ezra Miller could afford to stay in a nice swanky hotel, but no, they would rather.
Hey, you're better than Ezra.
Yeah,
that's a 90s pop band for all you youngsters out there. I'm gonna start calling Ezra Miller better than Ezra all the time.
Oh dear. I mean, who knows? Do you think this movie's even going to come out now?
Yep.
Yeah, they're not going to bin it.
No. Who wrote in the comments they're not going to throw away a $200 million movie?
They won't throw it away. No, they'll definitely release it. Yeah.
They've been throwing them away all year on HBO Max.
Well, talking of HBO Max.
Yeah. Next
the guy.
No, they can't. No, Jason Killer's gone. So.
Yeah, they can't. So Jason Killer's gone. Someone is still around though. That's Toby Emmerich. So the Discovery Warnermedia merger has gone through, right? So that was literally a couple of minutes ago, wasn't it, James? When we started the stream,
about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Toby Emmerich is staying on as the chairman of Warner Brothers Pictures, which I wasn't surprised to hear, but a lot of people are very upset about that because they think Toby Emmerich is Mephisto, is the devil in disguise.
Sorry. I got a request here for Clint's awesome joke.
Yeah. Anyway, two of the people, the big names that have gone, have been Ann Sarnoff and Jason Keeler. What do you guys think this means for the future of what's it called, Warner Brothers Discovery, as it's now known?
Well, I'm excited about Casey Blois, Chief Content Officer at HBO. That's the name that I always remember. I like throwing that out. Like, if I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about all these execs, I was like, yeah, with Casey Blois, Chief Content Officer at HBO. I always use that one, and he's still there. I'm like, sweet, I can keep busting that one out. I think it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? We could sit here and like, dude, blah blah blah. So and so has a better batting average than so and so. It is a bunch of money people that are going to get in there and do money decisions, and hopefully the fact that David Zaslav has been going around talking to creatives to make his image look like the guy that cares about creatives. Hopefully he learns something and takes some of that to heart and doesn't come back and pinch pennies and do things.
Oh, he'll be pinching pennies.
Yeah, he's known for making cheap TV, but now he's got movies and stuff. And Toby Emmerich, he's really good at making huge tentpole movies and things like that. So that's why he's still got his job. Yeah, that's why he still has his job. We'll just have to see what happens. This is just another case of a bunch of executives are going to do a bunch of executive things. And of course, the Snyderverse will be back to tonight sometime, probably before midnight.
I was going to say we'll hear about it tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be back before midnight.
We'll hear about the Snyderverse tomorrow.
I heard that Zaslav was actually he was going to start production tonight. Is what I heard.
You know what I heard?
Chris told me that it's going to Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 is going to premiere Sunday at 12:01 a.m.
It's already in the can. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
You know what I heard? I heard that Zaslav is going to cast himself as the Flash. Just have it.
That is brilliant.
That is brilliant. Okay, a lot of people are asking about saying, isn't Toby Emmerich's contract up in November?
It ends end of 2022, but it's.
How do we know this though?
It's been renewed for like so many times. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets renewed again.
Well, I've got an article at the Hollywood Reporter, which was back in 2019, saying that they've extended his contract, but they don't say how long for. It's just like
it runs through the end of 2022, May 5th, 2021 article.
Okay, all right. So yeah, he's got until the end of the year, basically.
Will they keep him?
Yeah, you know what? Like the thing is that like a company like Warner Brothers needs someone that knows what they're doing at the head of the movie department. That's something that Discovery knows literally nothing about. But also the whole thing I find very amusing about this is I don't think anyone's cared so much about what's going on like in the higher up levels of a company. Like, really, do you guys know these, like, who is the positions in any other movie studio apart from like Marvel Studios? You know that like Kevin Feige's the president of Marvel. Like, I find these last couple of years really fascinating with like people going on about what's going on inside of Disney as well, like Bob Chapek being the CEO over there, and everyone being like, "Oh, but now that we, might bring." What I find hilarious is people are starting to learn names of other potential like executives that might be coming into Warner Brothers. Like, there are a bunch of names floated about. Peter Rice actually was a name that people have been saying could come in. But I just
we reported on that.
No. Come into Warner Brothers. So I've heard some people say his name. There's another name, Emma something. I've heard, but anyway, it's like I've never known people be so obsessed with like executive level people. Usually these are like the most boring people that just earn shit tons of money.
Totally.
Now people are like, oh my god, who's going to come in? And they're going to bring in. It's almost like it's like kind of in sports, like when teams are buying new players. People are like, oh my god, they're going to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo, Man United. He's going to change everything. It's going to be brilliant, and then it turns out to be a load of shit.
But social media,
or coaches, like I remember. Yeah. Man, I remember the glory days back when Bob Iger was still in the seat. You know what I mean, man? It was like my life was so much better then. I just remember it's great.
I've got a vision of like two guys sitting at a bar, having a beer, talking about that. Remember the good old days of Bob Iger?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, Reese 75 makes a good point. Nobody even knows the names over at Universal. Yeah, if you try and name the executives at Universal and Paramount Studios, go ahead. Like Amazon, can you name anyone at Amazon Studio?
Paramount.
Oh, Paramount.
Well, he's an executive producer.
Yeah, he's a producer. But I find this very funny. I just find it really amusing watching all these people on Twitter, like suddenly being like, Zaslav. Like, who the fuck had heard about Zaslav before? It's like, he's just the CEO of a company that makes like really shitty TV.
Reality TV.
Yeah, really shitty reality TV. Like, and to think, okay, I know that I'm probably going to lose a lot of like people are not going to like me for saying this, but like, do you really think someone like that is going to make something like the Snyderverse better? Like, if you've watched anything that Zaslav has been attached to, it's all been cheap, kind of bottom of the barrel TV, like really, really bad stuff on Discovery. But it makes a lot of money, so who knows? Maybe Warner Brothers will start doing that sort of stuff as well. God forbid.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that article I sent to you guys, like talking about it. It's like Warner Brothers Discovery is 58 billion in debt now, and like people talk about like Netflix, like they're so bad, and that article said Netflix is only 16 billion. These guys are getting started 58 billion. So it's going to take them a gajillion years to pay that back. It's going to probably take them a decade, is what that article said. I was laughing reading that. I was like, that's crazy. Granted, they're jumping into this. So like, all right, dude, we're ready to play in the big boy pool. With as far as subs, that like people want to talk about Jason Kilar, like he destroyed HBO or he's just screwed this up. But if you really think about it, all the disasters for all those movies getting day and date releases and everything else, like I really look at my HBO Max as one of the most important subscriptions that I have now. Like it's up there with Disney Plus. You know what I mean? It's more important than the others. So I kind of was thinking about that. I was like, this guy, they've gone all these different directions with opinions about his ideas and what he did, but he did it in a short period of time. But really, I was like, HBO Max has some good stuff on it. Like it's got good stuff, and I can't say that he's that bad. I think he got fired. I don't think he's going to be around any longer. But
No,
But
he
geez,
left.
man.
But like
Yeah.
here's
He was
he
like-
left before the merger finalized a couple days ago. But the thing is, he was everyone's savior. Everyone kept saying Jason Kilar is gonna restore the Snyderverse. Remember that? And now it's
Yeah.
Zaslav. And we talked about this a few times, but like
Mm.
Zaslav hasn't said anything. At least Jason Kilar would like go to the Warner Brothers lot and take a photo of the building, and get everyone hyped and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. And
I think the thing that people need to really think about is the amount of money that it would cost. Like you were literally actually that article that you sent us, Clint, was really interesting because it puts it in an interesting light. Because like Warner Brothers is a company in dire straits. Like they are losing. Oddly enough, they are losing so much money year on year. And Zaslav is the type of person that is very good at coming into a company and steadying it and then getting it to start making money. Like Discovery is a very profitable company, and mainly through the work of someone like Zaslav, but also because they know how to get the maximum returns out of minimum, like the minimum amount of money put into something, maximum returns on it. So if anything, out of this Zaslav Discovery takeover, what you will probably see more of from Warner Brothers is actually more smaller budget movies. They might start cranking out more horror films like they were doing at New Line Cinema. And Zaslav might really like someone like Walter Hamada, someone that is very good at making movies on a very small budget, really in today's standards, and making a maximum profit out of it. Like if you look at like the Conjuring movies, which is what like Walter Hamada is really famous for, all those films, like the what's they called, all those horror films that came out, they were made on very small budgets and made quite impressive profits. And that's quite rare really nowadays, especially in the movie industry. So if anything, I think you're going to see fewer big budget movies, more small budget movies, and something like greenlighting Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. That would be a 200 million plus budget movie. I don't think someone like that. Yeah, I don't think someone. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. I don't think someone like Zaslav would be okay greenlighting that. I think that would be. I think when I first heard about this, I was like, June 2 is in trouble, like because that movie did not make enough. The first movie did not make enough money.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
And I was have like one tentpole a year. And the rest
that's what I think. They'll go to one tentpole a year. You'll probably see fewer big DC Comics movies. You'll probably see more like stuff like even the Batman was a big budget movie, and actually, it made its money back. It's done well, but they would want something to do more than that if they really. They will cut back budgets like. And you'll probably see someone like, we're already seeing Christopher Nolan's left Warner Brothers, but you'll probably see Denis Villeneuve leave Warner Brothers in the future and go somewhere else that will give him bigger budgets to work with. So I think Warner Brothers is going to end up becoming a smaller budget studio. They'll start looking at what they're doing over at Blumhouse and probably try to do something similar. That's
stuff like Joker and Shazam that are like good movies, but they didn't cost a lot to make. They'll be doing stuff like that. It's crazy that they're like that. Discovery only has 22 million subs, and they're walking into this thing with HBO having what's like 74 million subs. So it's like they're like getting triple, more than triple what the subs that they're used to dealing with, and they're going to be merging all these things together. Did they mention what they're going to be calling this thing? Because I know they are going to combine Discovery and
the platform.
Yeah, they're going to combine them together.
I don't think they're going to come. I don't think they've revealed what the name's going to be.
Well, say Zaslav does announce that this restore the Snyderverse this weekend, we still won't see anything for like 3 to 5 years, right? Because Zack Snyder's busy with Rebel Moon and a whole bunch of other stuff, So, and then there's contracts and negotiations and pre-production and writing the scripts. I mean, he's already got like the outline and stuff, but we won't see anything for like 3 to 5 years.
They'll just pause the Netflix production and then make it and then go back to Netflix. Just pause it. Like, hey, I need a few weeks.
Yeah, just a few weeks. We can do it via
weeks
Zoom. Okay, we can film the whole thing via Zoom. It'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'd love to see the Snyder. I'd love to see a second, like Zack Snyder's Justice League 2.
We've said it many times before, and we've done a couple videos on it. Like, we all want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. You know, we want to see that Snyderverse. But realistically speaking, we're not going to see anything for like at least 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not believing anything till I see Zack Snyder say it. You know what I mean?
Right?
I want to.
Exactly.
I want to like. I keep poking the bear. I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry, man. Zaslav's going to do this tomorrow. We're saved. But dude, I'm like, yeah, deep down, I don't believe it. Like, I'm like, like you said, he's got plenty of projects. It's not like he's sitting around twiddling his thumbs. You know, he's got stuff to do. Netflix has got deep pockets and he's had success and he's just fine. He's getting to do some other things and is a very dramatic. It seemed like a shitty experience, man. All of the Ray Fisher drama, the Ben Affleck drama, all the drama, and then the whole Joss Whedon. Then you tie in the whole restore the Snyderverse like internet drama to where it turns into a weird feud, and he's been super supportive and appreciative of all of his fans, and he will show up and thank them and write back and everything else, but like I gotta feel like it would be like some of these guys that are that talk about not wanting to work on Star Wars projects because they're like, yeah, there's just as much as I like, there's a horror film director that was talking about it the other day. I can't remember who it was, but he was like, yeah, I mean, I would love to work on a Star Wars movie, but I wouldn't do it. Like, there's no way. There's too much baggage attached to that. I'd rather just make horror films.
Fan base, right?
What's that?
Too much vitriol to the fan base.
Yeah, there's just either it's a hit or miss, or there's just always some kind of drama that just takes over the whole universe. It's such a huge deal. It just consumes, breaks the internet every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? That it's like, you know what? I'd rather just make movies without all that pressure and avoid the drama and avoid having executives telling me how to make my creative vision. You know, you're always going to run into some level of that, but it's clear like that. That Snyder had a lot of problems with that, you know, just, I mean,
and now he's on Netflix and he's got carte blanche
and they let him do what he wants. He's like, those guys pissed me off. And also working with those people, it's like Ben Affleck talking about having a terrible time during his experience, and it wasn't necessarily because of the actors or the studio or anything like that. It's that he was in one of the worst places in his life when he was working on that, like going through a divorce and alcohol and all kinds of things. And I would imagine all the drama and negativity and stuff, I feel like maybe Snyder's flipped the page and he's in a happy new place and he's moved on a little bit and he still appreciates, like, how can you not feel like you owe some loyalty and love and respect to a whole online community that supported you like ferociously for years and years and actually got your vision out to the public. You know what I mean? Like, of course, he's always loved the Snyder fans, but I just feel, I'm just supposing, just from all the taking in all the data and reading all the articles,
those are all good.
Like,
those are all good points. And like, you combine that with Warner Brothers having a huge debt that they have to pay off. So like, to bring back the Snyderverse, everyone, like, we always have to say this, we hope it happens, but we talk realistically about it. Like, with the huge debt with Warner Brothers, with everything the points you just said, Clint, with what you said, Edward, but wanting lower budgets and the amount of money it would have to cost to bring Zack Snyder back and the actors, like, they have to work off a lot of debt first.
Dude, quit being a naysayer. It's happening. Restore the Snyderverse. It's happening. Zaslav, he's doing it.
All right. Kaz isn't here, but this was 5 months and 3 days ago. It was his comment 5 months and 3 days ago. Well,
oh shit.
We've got the merger out of the way, so we're out of the darkest timeline, right?
Oh, that's studio.
Speaking of Kaz, and thank you everyone for the 2K subs. Wanted to play this for a minute here. We haven't got much use out of it lately. That's all.
Edward,
Yeah.
your hair looked fantastic in that photo, and it still looks good.
I just
thought I'd let you know.
I woke up like this. Yours looks very good as well. No, but honestly, I find it. I find this whole story very interesting, and I like to see what's going on in the industry and with these studios. But I just sometimes think people get. It's weird. I find it a bit odd how like people get so attached to, you know, certain names and things, and think that everything's going to change once, you know, wait for the merger. You always hear wait for the merger, and it's like, fine, the merger's gone through. Like, we're not going to hear anything for a couple of days. If you know, I don't think we're going to hear anything for at least a year about upcoming projects, because the Warner Brothers has still got to manage when they're going to release everything else. Like, there's so much stuff that they got on the docket that they're still not.
That's
like, when the hell's
too.
Yeah, when's the Flash going to actually come out? Like, you know, now they've got all this Ezra Miller stuff to deal with. It's like it's been one kind of one. They've had to kind of stop one fire after the next over the last couple of months. It's been a bit of a disaster. Anyway, what's next? What's next on the docket?
What are we doing next?
Yeah, what are we doing?
It's okay with me.
Here we go.
That's why it was funny to me when we were talking about, like, when we did the Are They Villains thing that we did. Well, it's just like all these people supposing things about execs, but if you really like, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with Jada and Will's marriage. Like, we know what they tell us. We don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, none of it. All these, there's a million marriages too that are supposedly like fake marriages that are for Hollywood stuff, and people go out and do things on the side. Like, I've heard all kinds of things. I've heard things about, I'm not even going to say it on here, but I've heard things about Will Smith's marriage for years from Hollywood insider friends of mine that have told me things about that, and I don't even want to get into it. But
like
we'll see.
Will Smith had a thing with Halle Berry, and like literally like all that I think he talks about that.
Yeah,
and Margot Robbie and her. Yeah, it's an open marriage. That red table talk thing is they say a lot of stuff on that show.
It's wild. Yeah, that's a wild show. No wonder.
Anyway,
no wonder he's confused, man. That show will mess anybody up. If I had to sit at that table, at that red table, I'd be open-handed slapping all kinds of people. Are you kidding me? All right, let's move on.
Thor 4. the first trailer released. Thor 4. So Chris Hemsworth took to Instagram to reveal that the press tour had already started for the movie, which is funny because we haven't seen a single shot from this film. We haven't had a poster yet. We haven't had a trailer yet. So he posted this image that you can see here, and you can see he's with Taika Waititi and Tessa Thompson talking of anyway, let's not talk about Taika's love life. Let's just say he seems like a lucky guy. But if you look at this picture, people are saying that they're teasing the release dates in this picture. So you've got Taika holding up 2 fingers. And you got Chris there holding up 4, and Tessa Thompson is also holding up 4. So people think this means that the trailer, they're teasing the trailer's release dates. They're saying that it's going to be released on April 11th, 2022. So that's Monday. I was a bit like, okay, maybe. Like, that's why else, I suppose, would they be holding their fingers up like that? I suppose that might be a bit of a tease. What do you guys think?
I think Taika Waititi's like, it's this big, and then Thor's like, you guys rock, and then she's saying, I'm not a crook. That's what I get from this.
Yes, and then Prince Zodiac said that it's arranged UK style, which is actually, I hadn't thought about that.
Oh yeah,
that is true. That would be arranged UK style, which wouldn't really make sense because they do it the American way, wouldn't they? So that probably means that the trailer's coming out on the 2nd of. Wait, what did we say? No,
May.
No. If it was if that's 11, so if that's 11, so it'd be November 4th. Am I right?
November 4th, 2022.
Yeah.
Thor 4, The Gods and More.
Thor, the fourth Thor.
Thor, the fourth Thor.
Oh, well, as Prince Zodiac saying they're in England. They're in England. Also, Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi. So they're what, Australian and Kiwi. So they'd probably do you know. Honestly, I don't know. Like I was what I'll tell you. I was told is that the movie's trailer is going to be attached to Doctor Strange 2's release. That's what I was told, which makes sense. This is fans that are going on online and saying that this is a tease for the release date. We'll know on Monday, whatever happens.
I've been working out and now I'm Thor.
Oh, God, he looks so big in that photo, doesn't he? It's just like crazy. He looks like He-Man. Like it's just, and he's like a cartoon.
His arms must be Thor.
Yeah, and so it's like unbelievably big muscles there.
It does. It looks like one of those. When I was a kid playing with He-Man, like you could detach the arms. It looks like one of those detachable arms.
It's just kind of weird to look at, isn't it? It's not. I mean, he definitely looks like he's come straight off like the pages of a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's even bigger than Arnie was. Yeah, in that picture.
You stop that. Where's your quote on that? Stop lying.
You're a funny guy, Sully.
There you go.
I think he's even bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I think he is even.
You lie.
Oh dear. But are you guys excited for this movie? I've literally heard nothing about it, but
100%.
100%, dude. Yeah, Taika Waititi could fart into a paper bag, and I would enjoy it. Like it's like,
yes.
Like everything that guy does is awesome. Like
here you go. Here's a movie for you. I'm going to fart into this bag, and you're going to smell it, and you're going to really enjoy it. It's going to be brilliant. Have you ever watched Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, my favorite character was always Mary Hewitt, prisoned. It's like, I love that character so much.
The manager, their manager is that
Mary
who you're talking about?
Yeah, Mary Hewitt, the manager. He's hilarious.
He's also in What They Do in the Shadows. He's the head of the wolves, and that guy's just great.
He says, guys, we're werewolves, not swearwolves. He said, what do we say, guys? We're werewolves, not swearwolves. I love that. I've forgotten his name now. The Rhys Darby, that's his name.
Yeah,
he's great. He's great. He's not in enough stuff. He should be in more stuff. He's in Jumanji as well, which I love. Like when he's on a loop in that because he's a non-playable character. He's just saying the same thing over and over again. Brilliant. Yep. I'm excited for this movie. I think I really want to see Christian Bale as Gaul the God Butcher, which I think is going to be really cool. Seeing him play a villain.
Do you think Captain Marvel's going to be in it?
I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in it. I don't know if Captain Marvel's going to be in it. I think that might be
rumors that she was going to be in it.
I mean, maybe we're going to get like more multiverse stuff in this movie as well. I don't know, but honestly, after Doctor Strange 2, like, I don't know what's going to happen in the MCU. Like
that's what's so crazy. There's so much stuff coming out that it's like you don't even hear anything about the stuff that's down the chain. You know what I mean? Like I haven't, like you said, I haven't heard anything about this movie whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It's all been like Moon Knight, and before that Spider-Man, and now we're finally getting Doctor Strange, and then it's just like we went through such a drought for so long during the pandemic that now it's finally here. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm like a kid in a candy shop, and
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, tons and stuff.
I think the next movie after this one, after Doctor Strange and after this one, it'll be Deadpool kills the Marvel. universe. And everyone will be released from the contracts and they'll start fresh again.
I think I'm pretty sure that they're gonna do, is it Midnight Suns? People keep on saying they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So with like Moon Knight and stuff like that's gonna kickstart Midnight Suns and then
That'll be a show, right?
That'll be a show, yeah. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to She-Hulk though. That's for sure.
That'll be fun.
She-Hulk's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I heard that they're having trouble with that show.
Really?
That's what I heard. Yeah, like if you have any friends internally, I heard that so far they've been doing a really good job on all of them, and this is one that they're kind of like trying to figure out how to make it good. Like it's kind of weird, and the She-Hulk comics are weird, and they do a lot of crazy, break the fourth wall and do all kinds of crazy things, and I think making that good is like becoming difficult for them. It's kind of getting weird. That's what I've heard. Like
how far do you take that, right? Breaking the fourth wall. Are you just because you just got Deadpool rights back, so
yeah. So I don't know. This is completely, and it could be a thing to where it's like they're just nervous because they've never done anything like what they're doing right now, and it could blow the doors wide open to be the most amazing thing, and everybody loses their stuff. When that's when content. I hate when people call it that. That's when movies and TV and books and comics and music and everything gets exciting, is when you do interesting things and you break the rules and you try new things instead of doing a bunch of. I mean, you've been saying, God, all these camera things look the same. Everything looks the same. It's starting to be cookie cutter, and I really hope it is different. And I'm like, I want She-Hulk to be badass, and I hope it is, and I hope they do break all the rules and do some weird stuff. So we'll see.
I agree, and I hope Doctor Strange 2 is good as well, and they go different route because they have Sam Raimi.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
God, that woke me up. Sorry, I was falling asleep. Not because of the conversation, it's because
it's the conversation you had.
No, I mean, honestly, I hope that She-Hulk is going to be good because I really like Tatiana Maslany. I think she's fantastic, and I like the idea of seeing her and Mark Ruffalo. Also, there are a lot of rumors about this show. Like, it's going to be a procedural drama type thing, like courtroom drama type show, because that's what She-Hulk is. She's a lawyer that's her actual job. She's not called. What's her actual name? I've forgotten the character's name.
Jennifer Walters.
That's it. And I mean, I'm hoping they get it right. Like I've been really loving Moon Knight. Like I think Moon Knight has been one of the most interesting Marvel shows they've made so far. We've only seen 2 episodes. Actually, what did you think of episode 2?
But I'll be right back.
Yeah. What did you think, Clint? Have you seen Moon Knight episode 2?
I did see it. I really enjoyed it. I was doped up on muscle relaxers. I've been having bad back issues, and
tell me about it. I have too.
Yeah, and so I finally went. I never do this, but I finally went to the doctor. Usually, I'm good in a couple of days if I pull something in my back, and I just never got better. So anyway, I finally got some like pain medicine, some muscle relaxers, and I was falling asleep watching it, and I was enjoying it. And then I'd fall asleep and like wake up, and it was really a crummy way to watch that because I wanted to soak in every detail. I was really enjoying it. And I really liked the female lead. I can't remember her name. I don't even have it ready. But the actress who rescued him on a scooter.
Yeah, the wife.
Yeah,
the wife. Mark Spector's wife.
I didn't want to spoil anything for James or anybody listening. I get in trouble for spoilers all the time. Yeah, but she was cool. She was a cool character, and I enjoyed it. I really liked Ethan Hawke in this episode too. Like he's got a very just laid back way about him in this show, and that's creepy, and I like it. But
yeah, I think Ethan Hawke's been like so good as Arthur Harrow. I think he's just so creepy. I love it so much, and you got to see Mr. Knight in this episode, which I really liked as well. I thought that was quite an interesting way of doing it, having it literally be the personality. Sorry, Baker keeps on telling me to say something. Bakertown. What do you want me to say? Ed? Say what? Lost
Better
the
than Ezra?
contract? No. Say Ed. Say lost the contract. Why do you want me to say that? I don't get that, Curtis. You're gonna have to explain yourself. Anyway,
Ed lost the contact. I don't get it. I don't get it either.
Lost a contact. What did I? Well, a contact lens. Is that what you mean? I lost a contact lens. I don't get it. Anyway, you've completely derailed the show.
Yeah, thanks for that. But
No,
yeah,
lost
to answer your question,
contact lens in the elevator. You made the joke last week, Edward.
Oh, what is that? Oh, sorry, I lost a contact lens. That's latest gators.
oh yeah. Well, I'm enjoying all of it and all of the surprises that pop up. I'm trying not to spoil this for James.
No, I saw it. I loved it.
James has seen it. James has seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I liked him not.
Man.
I was like, dude, pass the wheel over to the other guy. Like I was like, come on, the whole time. Like, come on, I want to see some serious ass kicking, and then we get like a sugar-free Moon Knight, in the suit, and I was like, okay, this is interesting.
I wanted more
Diet
of him.
Moon Knight.
I want more of Mr. Knight, man.
Yeah, Mr. Knight's awesome.
Action scenes, yeah, Mr. Knight's great.
Don't you find Stephen Grant a bit annoying?
Yeah,
I find him
later skaters. Annoying. I did, yeah. I was like, oh, he's trying to be Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He's playing it right. That means he's doing a good job. And then that means the payoff when you get Mark Spector is like so much more. You're like, yes, because now you got the good one. You know what I mean? Like, who's the bad one? It's like there's like he's annoying, but he's also like a pure good guy that wants to do the right thing. So, and even though he's a clumsy oaf and all that, like he still turns into Mr. Knight and does it in his own way. His own sweet nice guy way. I don't know. I think I like him. I like the whole thing.
I really like seeing the fact that no one can actually see the jackal, apart from him. Like, I think that's a really good, because you had the whole bit with the footage from the CCTV footage inside the museum where it looked like Steven's completely nuts, which I thought was quite funny. That scene where he's like, "Watch this. This will blow your mind. All right, this will blow your mind." And nothing happened. It just looks fucking mental. But yeah, I thought that was quite good. And
also Khonshu not be able to do anything without a host. He's like, oh, that wind blowing. Yeah, that's just Khonshu.
But I also like the reveal that Arthur was actually the previous Moon Knight.
Yeah,
like I thought that was pretty cool. And that this is something that. That the stakes are quite high as well. Like the fact that Khonshu's already got his eye on Mark's wife as the next candidate. I think it's really cool. Khonshu's not a nice guy.
No, and I think Steven's character is really written well too, because like he's very sympathetic to everyone. Like, and the writing's really on point with that. Because as soon as he was inside the mirror, like inside the mind, he was like, "Oh, is this how it feels all the time? This must be horrible for you." Like instantly relates to Mark Spector, right? I was like, that's some really good writing there, and it's been a through line throughout the first 2 episodes that we've seen. So we're like, and I think that, and that's in the comics. That's what like Mr. Knight is about too. Like he sympathizes with the others when he goes and he beats up vampires in his New York neighborhood. So
I'm hoping that I'm really excited to see what happens next. We still haven't seen Gaspard Ulliel. He's coming into the next.
Sorry, who was that?
Gaspard Ulliel.
Okay, thank you.
Gaspard Ulliel.
No, you just said it really fast.
It's Gaspard Ambulance.
No, it's Gaspard Ulliel. Rest in peace. And but I'm really looking forward to see what he did in this show. And I think you're right. I can't say her name, but May Kalamwi. She's Layla in this episode. I thought she was really cool as well. But I did think when she turned up with the scarab, I was a bit like, oh come on, that's a bit dumb.
It's Marvel.
Yeah, no, it's like
the
one thing.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
A bit, yeah. There was a bit of that. Yeah,
but
I'm hoping that
episode 2, I was sad that we only had 6 episodes. I could do like a whole 12, 15 episodes of the series.
Yeah.
Oh, Edward, who did you say rest in peace for?
Gaspard Ulliel. He died a couple of months ago.
Is he the French actor?
French actor, yeah.
Oh,
He
I
died
heard about that.
On the ski slopes, yeah.
Very sad. What else has he done? Like I'm ignorant of any of him. I like vaguely. As soon as you said rest in peace, I was like, oh no, we're talking about that guy. What like?
Yeah, well, he's one of those actors that's he's been in a lot of stuff. Like he was in Saint Laurent, which was a famous French. He's been in lots of really good French movies, but he also. Well, I'm trying to think of the films that he was. If you've seen any of the Bleu de Chanel adverts, he was in a lot of those. He was a very interesting looking man. Hannibal Rising, he was Hannibal Lecter in that movie. And what was some of the other films that you might know him from?
Twice Upon a Time TV miniseries, One Nation, One King, To the Ends of the World, Eva.
He was in a lot of French movies that did really well, like in France, that were really well received. Paris Return, which is
I'm going to look for him in the show because I'm going to watch it again without muscle relaxers and be conscious of
the Wolf. I'm sorry, Clint.
What did you say?
He was Lewis in Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Cool. I just wanted to get I forgot that he was in this, and I wanted to give him his, to actually mention him, instead of just glazing over him since he's a talent that was lost.
Yeah, no, he was really well respected in France. That he was like one of the actors that a lot of people thought like would become like the next big French kind of export. And he lived Saint Laurent. If you want to see anything that he did, Saint Laurent is really good. He was also in. He was a very good friend of Xavier Dolan's, who's the famous French Canadian film director, and he was in a film called "It's Only the End of the World," which was.
I think I know him.
Yeah, well, Xavier Dolan is like he's done loads of, like he's literally one of those kind of young prodigy directors that made a lot of very so Heartbeats, Lawrence Anyways, Mummy is his really famous movie. Another one called I Killed My Mother, which is an interesting film.
Nice.
He's very he's an interesting guy. He's starting to make I think he's doing a TV show next. But it's kind of that kind of crowd of like filmmakers and actors. That's what Xavier Dolan's part of, and Gaspard Ulliel was kind of in that crowd as well. Just really, really good actor, and he was. I did a video about him. I think it's on Small Screen's TikTok channel, where he used to come into. So before I started doing this live stream, I did the podcast, which was Small Screen's Film Club, and we used to do that live from a cafe in London called the Wilton Way Cafe, and we used to get some really famous people come in to that cafe, and it was like one of those cafes that for some reason in East London people really liked coming to, and very famous people used to come in. So like Michael Fassbender used to come in quite a bit, and we got like Daniel Radcliffe would come in, and Gaspard Ulliel was one of the guys that would come in, and you would know the minute he was in there because there'd be a crowd of women outside, because he was a very like if you've ever seen the Bleu de Chanel adverts, he was literally the face of Chanel for quite some time. You would immediately, I mean, I know those adverts really well because they were always on TV in the UK and in France. He's got a very interesting face, and he had a scar on his face that was really. He was really good as Hannibal Lecter, actually, as a young Hannibal Lecter. He would have made a really good like villain or something in something great. He had a scar on his cheek, I think. Yeah, really sad when I heard about that. And I think he bumped into someone on the ski slopes and just fell unconscious and never woke up again. It's really sad. He's playing Midnight Man. That's the character he's playing in the show in Moon Knight. Yeah. Midnight Man, not Mephisto.
Well, I've enjoyed this Moon Knight thing.
Yeah.
If I didn't make that clear, I didn't mean to derail it, but I thought it'd be nice to talk about him for a second.
Yeah, he's he'll be missed. It's a shame because I think he would have been one of those actors that would have just gone on to huge. Like he never really seemed that. Hearing him being interviewed, he never really seemed bothered about like Hollywood and being in Marvel stuff. And then he got this gig in Moon Knight. People were quite surprised that he took it, which is one of the reasons why when I heard the cast, you know, you have some actors that you'd be like, wow, like you'd never think of like Ethan Hawke as being someone that would agree to be in a Marvel thing. And like Gaspard Ulliel was another one that I was always be like, oh, that's interesting casting. So, and also the Mohammed Diab is like one of those directors that's like he just likes to do his own stuff and lots of political stuff he did before. Like if you've watched any of his movies before Moon Knight, Mohammed Diab was someone that he's an Egyptian director, and he does very kind of politically charged movies. And he was going to do a movie with Mohammed Diab. He was going to do a movie with Ethan Hawke before that he agreed to do this, which sounded really cool. It was like a science fiction movie that Ethan Hawke's got a massive hard on for sci-fi. He just loves being in all things sci-fi. But yeah, I think this Moon Knight show could end up being one of the best like MCU things we've seen in a long time.
I want more episodes.
Yeah.
How do you think Echo is going to go when that when does that come out?
Is it next year? Echoes 2023. I'm interested about that.
Are they about to go into production?
Yes. Yeah. No, they are. I'm pretty sure.
I heard like in a month.
Production in the summer.
Yeah. In like, but that's why that whole cast list thing was leaked, wasn't it? By one of the was it costume designer? She leaked it on her online portfolio, basically saying these are the actors that are going to be in this. And it's like Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox. So people are like, oh, okay, interesting. That's actually happening. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, dead air.
There's nothing wrong with dead air.
Yeah.
There we go. Daredevil and Kingpin. Next MCU appearance revealed. There'll be an Echo in the Echo series. Yeah,
Echo
people
does
saying
feel
Echo.
forced, though.
Yeah. Do you think?
Well, I don't know. Like, maybe they were developing Echo because they weren't sure what they were going to do with Daredevil, and then they left the door open to have Daredevil in the series if they were able to use him. Like they did with Civil War. Like they wrote 2 scripts, one with Robert Downey Jr., one without. You know, like because you think if they were going to go that route, they would have just developed a Daredevil series again instead of an Echo one. I mean, I like her character, but she's never been really that big in the comic books, at least to me, anyways. So
I kind of thought.
Go on.
I was just going to say, I kind of thought that was a fake show, so that they could a placeholder so they could make Daredevil. Is that what you just said? That's what I thought, because they've done fake names for movies and stuff before, and I'm like, they're just probably going to give her a big role, and that's their way of making Daredevil and getting that ready without holding that place because they hadn't even announced Charlie Cox or Kingpin yet when they announced Echo. That's what I thought this was going to be. And then, but they have the opportunity. They have they have a deaf actor playing a superhero, so that's like a new thing.
Yeah, and maybe they'll save Daredevil for theatrical release.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm pretty sure Daredevil's going to be in this. It makes so much sense to introduce Daredevil in an Echo series, especially if you're going to have Kingpin be in as well. I mean, if we like Hawkeye basically set that up to be like Kingpin to be the lead in that, and I just it would make sense if they're going to introduce him again, Charlie Cox again. It would make sense for him to be in that series. And also, Charlie Cox was kind of umming and ahhing about what he said. I know what I'm going to be in next. I'm going to start filming it relatively soon. So there's nothing else that he could really be in apart from this series. Like, unless he's going to be in She-Hulk, which it wouldn't make sense also to have him in She-Hulk as well. But I think there's a lot of history between the two characters in the comic books. I think even a romantic one, isn't there? It's an Echo. It wasn't Echo like when they
Echo's girlfriend for a while.
Yeah. I think that would be weird to do because she's quite. I think the actress is quite a lot younger than him, and I don't really know whether that would work. Especially if this is going to be the same version of Daredevil that we got in the Netflix shows.
It's a completely different version because in this one he's a very good lawyer. It's only funny because you're tired, Edward.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking about that. Like that, I need to rewatch those shows. Actually, the now that they're on Disney Plus, I'll probably do that this weekend. But yeah, it's like, you know, Echo sounds all right. She-Hulk sounds pretty fun, but I just have a feeling that Moon Knight's going to still be a kind of a level above the rest. I think
the creme de la creme.
Yeah, I think all these other shows will probably. I think Loki and WandaVision I liked more than Falcon. I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now thinking about it now, I didn't think it was very good at all.
No,
that show.
I wasn't too like the first couple episodes. All right, but like the way they ended it and a lot of the character motivations just didn't make sense to me.
No, not really. It's a shame. And
She-Hulk is good, but the thing is, they're different genres, right? So
yeah.
Like it's hard to compare them and say which one's going to be the best. But I mean, for entertainment value, like superhero and really getting into the character, I think Moon Knight will top it. You know, and like for comedy wise and a different look into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think She-Hulk will fill that gap and it'll be good. So yeah, I mean, you got Mark Ruffalo in there too, right? So
yeah, which is like he's. Honestly, I hope it's not the end of his character. I hope it's not the end of Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner.
No, I hope not either.
He was making those kind of noises about like not knowing what he's going to be in next. But
yeah,
I don't know. I have a feeling. I'm a bit worried that they might be like, okay, let's kill him off now and just make Tatiana Maslany the new Hulk and move on.
Well, they could do that. Like they're gearing up for Young Avengers, right? So.
Yeah.
All the that's the thing. The contracts just get too expensive.
That's the thing. And World War Hulk would be brilliant if they could do that, but I just don't think they're going to be able to do that with Universal.
No,
so something that just
unless they pepper it out throughout different series, but they're already doing that with Secret Wars.
Yeah. All right. What's that? Have we done everything?
Oh, you want to talk about Johnny Depp still, or we'll save it for next week when there's more info?
There's not that much about that. All that we know, we'll go over it quickly. All that we know is that Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard defamation trial is going to be televised on Court TV. I would like to read the statement that. Can you go down to the statement that Court TV, the acting is up. There you go. Acting head Ethan Nelson has said court cases that are as high profile as this one often create a lot of noise. It can be difficult for viewers to break through these distractions, have a clear picture of the facts, but that's where we come in. Basically saying, you know, there's if you read the whole statement, he's saying that, you know, they want to make sure that people have a balanced view of what's going on because, you know, it's really difficult for people to know what's really going on because all court cases are not televised. But what he's really not saying there is money. We like money. And we know that people will tune into Court TV to watch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial, which is starting on Monday, I think. Yeah, it's starting on Monday. So that's going to be big.
Yeah, dude, the OJ trial changed the game on it. Once that happened, people realized, oh, people like this stuff. That's when after that, every 5 minutes you had some new like Natalie Holloway or some kind of crazy scandal or missing person or something because the news figured out like, wow, people love this. We can get ratings and just show it all day. And they've been doing it ever since. And now they're like, man, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, they get more clicks than anybody. Let's throw them on court TV. We'll make a fortune. Nobody wants to give Johnny Depp any movies anymore. Like, we'll just do this.
Yeah. And they've got like a panel as well for this. They're literally making it's like a sporting event.
Or it's like The Walking Dead, where they have like the talk show afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Talking Dead.
Yeah. They're gonna. What are they gonna call this one?
It'll have Chris Hardwick hosting. Hey guys, it's Chris Hardwick with I don't know.
I think Chris
Hardwick. No, it's Talking Depp. It's what
Talking Depp.
He would be too close to it. He got accused from his girlfriend, and that hurt him a lot.
Oh,
or ex-girlfriend. But it turned out to be all false, apparently.
I remember that. I remember hearing about that.
So like he would know like what Depp is going through.
The Talking Depp.
Bakertown, didn't you hear? Are you trying to use my joke? I said that before you did. Talking Depp.
Yeah, no, he's reminiscing about it.
I keep stealing his jokes. I'll say better than Ezra. I said that before he did, and then I said Talking Depp right before he did.
But yeah, I just like this. I like the statement because they're like saying that, oh yes, we want to help like audiences break through the noise and give them a non-biased coverage of this. I'm like, that's utter bullshit. Like what you want to do is see the hits and the numbers go up. And it's like good ratings for Court TV. I hadn't even heard of Court TV before this. I was like, there's a Court TV. Wow, okay.
It sounds like a Zaslav production right there. Court TV.
We should do the talking Depp every night.
Talking Depp.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
We can just regurgitate what was said for like 3 hours.
Well, if we want to get numbers and views, then yes, that's what we should do every night. Be like, so what's been going on? We're Talking Depp. We're gonna have to do it, aren't we? Next week. Oh god.
No, I'm good.
Well, it's next week, man.
30-second video. There you go.
If you want to do it, you got to commit, man. If you want the numbers, if you want to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the week, there we go. That's Talking Depp. 100,000 subscribers that will just watch you that 1 week.
24/7 live stream next week talking about Johnny, the Talking Depp.
The Talking Depp.
And then Clint, you'll have to do the beginning, the Talking Depp.
You're watching Talking Depp, starring
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
So, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, defamation trial.
Amber Heard, defamation trial. Sorry.
You broke me.
Is Edward broken?
I broke Edward. Woohoo!
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
I thought of that a long time ago. I thought about that 2 hours ago when I saw the list.
The defecation.
I have a tab up that says Johnny Depp's what? What's another one? Earlier when you were talking about J.K. Rowling, I said I wasn't in the stream yet, but it was how did Harry Potter get down the hill? Running. J.K. Rowling.
God. That's not good. I'm sorry.
Chill, Winston.
That's not as good as the.
Oh, my face hurts. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard defecation trial is just brilliant.
Talking Depp.
Brilliant. Yep. We have to do this now. If we don't do it,
you're watching Talking Depp defecation trial. Yeah.
No, but actually, what I know that if it does feel like this is me kind of shitting all over Amber Heard, but I will say one thing about one thing about that nightmare sequence. One thing about the nightmare sequence.
I'm not shitting on you.
She might shit on your bed first, though.
She's terrible in that scene. She's terrible in it. And what I will defeat all people. And then she's going around with 2 bloody boxes of water. I'm like, so you're only useful if you carry around 2 bloody boxes of water in a fucking nightmare.
But she's wearing the shit out of that suit, though, son.
Yeah, that's not an excuse. Her character in that scene is useless. I stand by that.
That's a classic.
That is a classic. I was very tired then. I think I just was overtired and annoyed by that scene. Oh dear.
It's a great point though.
Yeah.
What is she doing in the desert?
Yeah.
Like, how is she gonna get water? Like,
well, she has 2 containers of water.
Oh yeah, yeah. How long is that gonna last? Splashing them on her gills.
Yeah, but she can survive out of water, can't she? The character.
Then why is she carrying 2 buckets of water with her?
Because that's how she gets her power, isn't it? She's basically like
controls water, so it's like
she's like in Avatar, the Last Airbender. She's like the water one, isn't she? That's all she can do, really.
Yeah, that's like turning your guns into to the sheriff when you get into town. If you don't have any water on you, you're defenseless. You're like, I gotta have something.
She should just have like 50 like wandering bodies with her, and then just control the water in the bodies and chuck people at Superman.
Yeah, I just carry this Shasta with me.
Prince Zodiac. Oh dear.
A defecation trial.
Defecation trial. How many times can we say that?
Anyway, on that note,
you're in a lot of trouble now.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
Do we break Edward again?
Family, 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 family.
You did a good job in that. Like,
yeah, you did.
Yeah. There you go. Right. Should we wrap up the show?
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
I'm Clint Baker. Thank you for joining us for the 2022 Johnny Depp defecation trial. Johnny, you're in a lot of trouble now.
Flash! Savior of the universe!
You are a talented musician, Clint, I must say.
Your wife going out like that behind you is the best.
Yeah.
My idea, by the way.
It was. Good. Yeah.
Thank you, James.
No, thank you. It was amazing music. And the Star Wars tunes you made for the videos. And your Doctor Strange music video, man.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
That was
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
James messaged me earlier. He's like, "Hey, dude, you should tweet something besides Doctor Strange."
Oh yeah, let's take a peek at that before we go.
Why don't you tweet something else besides Doctor Strange 2? I'm like what? He's like, anything. And I'm like, have I been? I had a bunch of good tweets recently, all various things.
This is awesome.
Wait, who was that? Did you at Robert Meyer Burnett in one of your tweets?
Yeah,
he retweeted.
Really?
Or quote tweeted. Yeah. So I wanted to I quote tweeted him and thanked him for doing that.
What did he say? Lulz.
Lulz, yeah.
Lulz.
RMB, which is cool. I was like, yeah, man.
We got to get Robert Meyer Burnett on the show. Got to talk to him about comic book movies.
Yeah, man.
I want to talk to him about Star Trek.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's really pissed off, isn't he?
He's a real fan, James.
Yeah. Yeah, and he hates the show, doesn't he? He hates Picard.
Oh dear. You can have the bottom now, Clint.
He's got some funny tweets talking smack about
Yeah, he
basically
does.
every time there's another episode, he's like, "What is wrong with these people?" It's hilarious, but he has to watch. But it's like he's pissed every time.
Oh, he knows Star Trek inside and out for sure.
Yeah.
I want to have like a huge conversation with him about Trek
Yeah, he's done a lot of behind the scenes stuff and a lot of behind like DVD bonus stuff and full documentaries on Star Trek. Like he's an authority, probably one of the utmost authorities of Star Trek, really.
Yep.
Yeah,
he
I'll
really
let you
understands
guys-
Gene Roddenberry's vision, and I think that's why he gets as mad about what Kurtzman is doing as like most of the fans and myself too. Yeah.
You can mention. I've heard him. I've heard people mention certain things, and he'd be like, "Yeah, that was episode 9 on season 3, blah blah." And I'm like, "How the hell do you know what season and episode?" Like he remember, and it was called The Calling, and blah. And he'll like all of a sudden tell you all this information. I'm like, man, I know a lot of, I know a little about a lot of stuff actually, but like, there's no. Like I've seen Battlestar Galactica a bunch of times. I love the hell out of Star Wars. There's nothing that I could tell you. Oh yeah, that's episode 6 of season 4 of this. Name the that one was directed by so and so, and like he knows, that guy knows his stuff. It's crazy.
I could tell you what season they're from, right, and whereabouts in the season they are, and I can tell you exactly what the episode's about. But the episode numbers, there's like 25 per season. And there's 7 seasons, so I do have to like find out what episode number. Like my latest video was Lessons, and that was season 6, episode 19. I knew it was season 6. I thought it was like around 20 something, but I was close.
I mean, there's people that work on these things that don't even remember that. You were talking to Sean the other day about specific episodes on your one-on-one with Sean, and he's like, "What? Which one?" And you're like, "Yeah." And you told him the name of it, and he's like, Oh yeah, I guess. I did do that one. Oh, now I remember. It's like that's how. It's like you do a million of anything. Yeah. It's hard to remember all that, but the real fans, they remember.
Yeah, he did over 400 episodes of Batman and Justice League and Batman Beyond.
That was a great interview. I watched that. It was good.
Thanks. Well done. Yeah, it's all him, not me. I was super tired.
Yeah. Guys in the chat, if you haven't seen that one-on-one James did with Sean, it's awesome. Go check it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
You should do. Yeah.
Edward was supposed to watch today, but then he watched other YouTube shows, podcasts. So.
Well, I didn't watch anything today. I had a nap today.
Oh, did you?
To get ready for this, and I'm still tired. Yeah.
I drank a bunch of coffee and muscle relaxers, and here I am.
That was the best timing zoom in ever.
Trying to see what I watched in the library. I don't know what I watched today. Cosmonaut Picture Show. That's what I watched today. That's a good channel, actually.
I'm laughing at Reese 75's comment.
Yeah.
What did he say?
When's the better stream starting on Clint's channel? That's nonsense.
No, that's fine. You can go over there, Reese 75.
That's nonsense.
That'll be on in an hour.
We're going to be doing? We're going to be blabbering about a movie from 1993 that nobody even thinks about anymore.
I can't wait for you guys to do Judge Dredd and Demolition Man, just because I watched them last weekend.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. That would be a good one. Right. Should we wrap it up, guys? Because I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Thank you again for all the support. Go ahead, Edward.
Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry, I should have said that. No, I just wanted to ask Clint, where can they find him and his amazing stream?
You can find me after the Johnny Depp defecation trial doing Talking Depp. Or you can find me right here on small screen every Friday in the afternoon. And you can find me after that on my own channel, youtube.com/Clint Baker channel, on doing episodes of Versus where we compare movies. And today we're doing Long Kiss Goodnight versus Born Identity. Should be crazy. And also, I'm the OG Clint Baker on all my socials. So the OG Clint Baker.
Yeah, he's not the fake one. He's the OG one.
I'm OG.
He's the OG. What about you, James?
You can find me at 42cut.com and small screen here and videos, and on my personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/thatjamesguy42.
Make sure to go over there if you like Star Trek stuff.
Star Trek and Silicon Valley, and my dog shooting bullets out of his stick, and some green screen experiment.
That's the best thing ever.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Go on.
What's he
Keep
gonna
talking.
do? What are you gonna do?
That's good stuff. And also, guys, if you're here, go down to the videos section and check out. We got a bunch of great videos that these guys work really hard on. Yes, I said that. And they work hard on these videos, and they're really good. And there's a lot of interesting, detailed information about all kinds of Hollywood and movies stuff. So check it out. A lot of good stuff.
Movie, TV shows, canceled things, uncanceled things. Yeah, Disney stuff. We got a lot of
Insider
stuff.
scoops. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And
my
go to the
channel.
small.
I love the fact you had a cigarette.
Thank you. No one said that to me yet. And then it was just a test. It was just for an hour. Now the 42 is for it's the answer to life, universe, and everything. Curtis.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's for. But who cares about my channel? We want all the subs and small screen. So thank you to our patrons. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Saxcod. Thank you, Sean Harrigan. Thank you, Danzig. Thank you, Kaz, for all the 3D logo animation and the 3D models. And thank you all for being in the chat and being here every week. It means a lot to us. We love our small screen family. And I never thought, like when I met Edward, sending him typos in the articles, that we'd end up me producing his stream and getting him to interact with the audience. And then Clint messaging me at 5 a.m. on the small screen account, sending me Hamada Burger memes. And then we had a talk the next day, and then the next week he was the co-host. Yeah, it was just meant to be. So thank you guys. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
That really blows my ears out every time.
You still haven't put up those Hamada Burger memes. We don't want to do that.
What's that?
I said those Hamada Burger memes that I made so far. I find them every once in a while on my hard drive. I'm like, look at those things. They never got used. Nobody's ever seen them.
Yeah, do you remember why I told you?
Yeah, I know, because we don't want to put real. I have real Hamada's face on there. We don't really want to do that. It's just rude. But
it was bad enough I made that website, but I took it down.
You made a website?
OnlyFans.
A couple of them actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to Small Screen. Subscribe to Clint Baker.
And subscribe to my Mexican dessert page called OnlyFlans.
I really need to get a rim shot. Clip here. I keep forgetting.
Oh dear. Right.
We actually still have 9 people watching this crap.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? Like we won't until like everyone's left.
Yeah, we got 10.
we got 12. Guys, go away.
Hey, how's it going? Leave us a like on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't think
And
anyone's
Small
watching
Screen
on Twitch.
on Facebook and on YouTube. Smash that like button.
Bye
We got
bye.
18 likes, man.
Yeah.
We hit the big time.
Guys,
11 viewers and 18 likes.
Wow.
We're
I want to
right
go
there
to.
up with Campio.
I want to go to bed now, please.
if you guys give us one more like, I'll tell another joke. Come on.
Come on, Clint, hit us with the dad jokes.
I've got a million of them. You were talking about Norwegian stuff
I like how
earlier.
you turned your camera off, left the room, and came back with a blazer.
It was cold. For one, those muscle relaxers went right through me, and then for two, I was getting cold. I was going to say, why do Norwegian naval ships have barcodes on them, Edward?
I don't know why.
So they can Scandinavian.
Are you thinking of doing stand up with that sort of material?
Not with that. I only do very, very vulgar material when I do stand up. I used to do stand up.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have done stand up.
I had to stop because I was said, I don't want any notoriety off of this, and I just have a really dirty sense of humor, and it's just a curse. So I was like, I don't think I'd rather be a little bit classier. So I'm just gonna tip Homer Simpson into the bushes and not do stand up anymore. And that's what I did.
All right, hit us with another joke.
How do you find a blind man in a? Oh, I got another one. How do you find a blind man in a nudist colony?
No idea.
It's not hard. What do you call it? What do you call it when chameleons can't change colors?
I don't know.
A reptile dysfunction.
Oh God.
Man, it's been really hot here today.
Hey, take my wife.
No,
please.
How hot was it?
How hot was it?
How hot was it?
No matter where you go,
What are you
there
doing?
you are.